You're now tuned into Somewhere in the Middle with Soonie and Mo.
Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, Don on the beat.
Hey, I got so many ups.
Everywhere I go, I
got so many ups.
so many ups.
I know they plotting against me. I know it's hate, they wanna kill me, but please don't tempt me, cause I got so many glocks. Hey, ain't none of them empty. Jesus said they would hate me too. That's how I know it's envy. I got so many ups.
Nothing against me. Sorry, look.
I'm just
back here
laughing.
eating. What you laughing at?
I'm laughing because literally right when it's like, I got so many ops, and it was like the countdown was one. I see Jaron like on the bottom. He just like jumps in.
Water cup.
There you
I
go.
lost my water cup, so I had to run up and downstairs to get it.
You were
I
like
misplaced
right
it.
on time though. You were like, boom. I just saw you like jump in the rain.
I'm professional, that's why.
You're professional. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to the show. Happy Friday. I saw Red Pill was in here. She was calling us out because we were like a minute too late. Y'all be real.
This ain't color people time. Color people time is I'm on my way and I'll be there about an hour.
Right.
Come on now. This white folks time. White people are like 5 minutes late and be like, I'm sorry, I'm so late.
I know.
Different.
Yeah.
Way different.
While we wait for everybody to pile in here, please go ahead and give this video an immediate like, even if you don't know what we're going to talk about, because we need it. And drop where you're watching from. I know I posted on my Facebook, on my Snapchat today. Soonie's got posted all over the place. So just let us know where you're watching from, what platform you're watching from, what state, whatever you want to say. We appreciate it because the comments need to be popping in order for our video to not be hidden. What's up, Apex? See you in the comments. And it was something real weird going on last week with It's been going on the past couple of shows with our comments, just FYI, Jaron, where we're not seeing comments now, not even in here. So, dang.
I'll keep an eye out.
Red Pill said 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Technically, we should start early to be on time.
Yeah.
Because if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, don't even start. Yeah. That's my point.
Exactly. So
Who doesn't start until I arrive, okay? That's how it works.
Soonie's eating, by the way. That's why her camera's off, because she's trying to shovel in her food so that she's not eating on camera. She's so nice. I'd just be over here eating on camera. I got my 3 cuties.
There you go. Oh, I forgot my cuties downstairs.
And my coffee.
Dang, I just got my water.
Yeah.
I have a super like off-topic tangent real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
But have you heard the new Kanye? Vultures 1?
I like it.
It's so good.
I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I have not, like I'm back on like my old Kanye, if that makes sense, right? Like I've come around full circle on him. Like after this release, like I'm like, this is why I loved you in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is so good. I've been listening to it every day, pretty much, like trying to get through all the songs.
Yeah.
And I don't know all the songs like off the top of my head because I'm just more or less listening to the songs because I'm driving. But I was really surprised. I actually really, really like it.
This is how brilliant he is. He had me bopping out to Northwest on a verse. Right?
She's like, it's your
bestie, Miss Northwest. Yeah.
Listen.
I'm just like, I kept going over and over. I'm like, he's brilliant. I mean, like to me, for me to like groove to Northwest, like not even laying down anything lyrically like profound.
Yeah.
But it was so catchy.
Yeah. That particular part of the song, I'm like, whatever, I'm over it, only because they like overdid it on Instagram, showing that on there. Marlandon Sootie's here. She's just eating a little bit of food before she puts her face on the camera, but she's here. Say what's up, Soonie.
What up?
What up? But yeah, I mean, it's a good. The beats are really good.
Yeah,
like the beats are fire. So yeah.
And it's like, I just realized the brilliance of Kanye, like how he had that Vultures merch drop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he had those Yeezy pods, put them up for $200, knowing good and well that he's going to drop them to $20 because he's always been wanting to make a $20 shoe. But everybody saw that $180 price decrease, so we went out, we purchased that.
Did you get your merch yet?
I got a whole outfit. So I got my Yeezy pods, I got a Vulture shirt,
Yeah.
A long sleeve, a short sleeve, and the sweatpants.
Oh wow, we haven't gotten. My
got a
son
whole
hasn't
foot,
gotten
yeah.
his stuff yet.
And then oh no, I haven't received it, but I purchased it.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
But I'm gonna be my Kanye West drip.
Okay.
Listening to his album, yeah, it's
I need a whole video. I need a whole
It's-
like photo shoot done of your outfit, of your fit.
I will put one up.
Trump 2024 from YouTube Europe.
What up, Europe in the building?
What up, Europe in the building? And he also says, smash that like button. What up, Lauren Baker? Yeah, I agree. Have you listened to it, Soonie? The Kanye Vultures?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Even though, do you know yet? I mean, I can say this because he disclosed it. You know, Bryson worked on, I think, I don't know if he worked on a specific song. I know that he said that he was brought to Tokyo to make sure that Ye was using biblically accurate information in his songs. So I don't know if any of the, do you know if any of those songs that he was part of made it to the album? Have you asked him yet?
No.
Okay.
I have no clue.
Mhm.
No
I
clue.
haven't heard anything that's like overly biblical.
Because
that I'm
that whole
like,
album is degenerate.
it is.
I haven't listened to it.
It is. There is degeneracy in the album for sure.
Oh yeah. On a road, on a road, go. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh no, that thing that has me. First of all, that has me hype.
Me too. I'm just like, yeah.
But here's the thing, and this is how innocently I listen. Is I was like reading the lyrics, and I was like, "That's what he's saying."
Right. The same thing happened to me.
Head's so good, she's something so
on a
good.
roll. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, no. See, I was,
Like,
see, I
so
was
good
just,
she on a roll. Had so good she carnival. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know lyrics. I'm like, it was just catchy. I'm like, all right, it's a bop. You know, I'm just like bounce up and down. That's why you can't read lyrics.
Yeah,
You got to just go for the production.
exactly. I have to remain what is it called? Naive.
Yeah. 100%.
Soonie says, I have the, what did you say, Soonie? I have the innocence of a child.
Listen, Jesus is King is one of his best albums. I'm still listening to that. I'll continue to listen to that. I'm not listening to this.
That is one of my favorites too. I love Jesus is King for sure.
Fancy.
What'd you say? That's it?
Yep.
All right. Marlandon asked, have I seen, oh, this is funny, Soonie, that you brought this up. 'Cause we were literally just talking about this. Were we not, Soonie?
My facial expressions. Yeah.
Marlandon, tell us about it. Tell us what you observe about Soonie's facial expressions. Because
My facial expressions say what I'm thinking. I know. I don't have to say anything.
Face, okay. I told Soonie today, I was like, Soonie, we were just talking about how expressive we are if we don't like somebody or if like somebody says something that turns us off. And Soonie's like, oh, the minute somebody starts to like turn me off, you see it all over my face. I'm like, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Soonie be looking at me like that all the time.
No, I don't. Shut up.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Come on now.
No, I
Jaron,
don't.
have you gotten the Soonie stink face?
I'm pretty sure I have.
Yeah.
Quite a few times.
Yeah.
Talking about our article, the Supreme Court and
Oh, we're gonna get into that today. Don't worry.
Oh, see, she brought it back. She gonna bring
she's
it
ready.
back.
Let's go.
Soonie, this is the thing though. Soonie doesn't like harmony, okay?
Don't. No. Division. Let's do it.
She don't like harmony. We're the peacekeepers.
I would love to be at Soonie's table for a holiday dinner.
Oh gosh.
Lord.
That'd be
What
so
do you think
fun.
it would be like?
I think like this right here. Like you just coming in, be like, you know what? No, we can't have harmony. You know, this is the problem right here. Let me break it down for you. And then a bunch of faces being made in the background. It's like everything looking for your reaction.
Is it like that, Soonie?
No.
Oh.
Really?
See, you're
No.
misunderstood then, huh?
I'm just very reserved. Like, look, we're on camera. I have to be Soonie. Not saying that this isn't me, because I wear my expressions on my face no matter what.
Yeah.
But I'm very respectful. Like, I have friends that don't think anything like me. Me and Mo were just talking about this.
Yeah.
And I'm understanding of they don't think like me. But if they ask me a question, they know I'm going to be super honest. So
Mhm.
you're either going to like what I have to say or you're not going to like it. And I'm going to straight up tell you, I don't really care. You're asking me a question. I'm going to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
I don't seek like points of contention. I can sit at the table with somebody who's like, I love trannies. I might do one of these right here. Oh, but I'm still going to sit there and, mind my P's and Q's and be respectful. I'm
Yeah.
very reserved. I'm quiet. I'm observant. But my face says it all.
Says it all.
You say some
You're gonna
wild
be-
shit.
Yeah, you're going to be respectful, but you have a stank face. The minute you are not enjoying yourself or you don't
I do.
or you don't want to have the conversation, you got a stank face. And like, dude, there's sometimes that like after the show, like some people will comment to me and they'll be like, why didn't you go further with this and say this to Soonie? Because like that, they don't know you, right? Like I know you. So they're like,
Yeah.
why didn't you say this? Or why didn't you bring up this point? I'm like, because I know Soonie and it's only going to create
It's going to
more.
go downhill.
It's going to go downhill.
Yeah,
it's
and
gonna
like
go
you
downhill.
panic, you have to like backtrack it, like when you get the
Yeah.
face. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you like start panicking, like, okay, let me like back up a little bit right here,
Yeah.
Stop
and
it.
take back what I said.
Yeah. You just gotta know, like you gotta be able to read her cues is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. You know what I mean? And you're either somebody that wants to engage in that with her or you don't. And I'm the
Mhm.
person that like I'll go into it because people love when we fight.
Right.
Like when this was before you came on the show, but there has probably been 2 times that Soonie and I have really gotten into it over something
Mhm.
or something happened before the show and you could see it on both of our faces and it was not good. Okay. But
Wow.
people like that shit. They like when we fight about stuff. Y'all are besties. I'm talking to you people.
But I'm
in the comments.
respectful. Even if I do have a point of contention with Mo or just something I don't like,
Mhm.
I'm not cursing her out.
Mm-mm.
Right.
It's like I didn't like that you did that. Okay, I hear you, but but it's like it's like sister banter. I'm gonna hear what you got to say, but sometimes I really don't care what you got to say. But I'm gonna sit here and listen because it's respectful. And I'm sure we both get on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
It is what it is. The
Yeah.
only person who can like really, really check me is that I took his last name and I had his 3 children. That's it.
I'm glad he checks you because he be checking you like subliminally. It's almost like him and I had a conversation and Kyle checks you where I need him to check you.
See, my therapist calls this effective communication.
Mm.
So like communicating at a high level, getting your point across, and still, making sure you're respectful, right? Like
Mhm.
you're able to hear an opposing viewpoint, get your point across, but keep it respectful.
Yeah.
But
And I think sometimes it's
go ahead.
intimidating in a way, right? Like it comes across as like maybe like abrasiveness or like
does.
but you're secure in what you have to say, what you're thinking, and you're getting your point across. But you're also open to hearing what somebody else's point of view is.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
But it's not like this. I'm intense on camera, but I'm not as intense if you were to sit at the dinner table with me. I'm gonna be like, okay,
She's not.
that's cool.
Mhm.
I'm not. This is a camera. It's lights, camera, action. Let's go. I have to entertain people. I'm still me, but this is a very like exaggerated version of me.
Mhm.
I'm too mild mannered. Now, you get a couple, shots of the 1800 in me.
Let's
Then you gonna get Soonie.
Soonie's an alter ego.
It's like I'm in there. What are we talking about? Oh, that's stupid. What made you say that? I will say that to your face. But I
Yeah.
also understand that it comes with consequences because you might want to fly across the table and and I'm here for that too.
Mhm.
You got to. You got to
Soonie's
show up.
actually- She's super sensitive in real life. Okay.
I am. I have a big heart.
Wait,
Mm.
so Jaron, do you have a personality on here that's different from your actual personality off the air?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm clueless a lot of the times, honestly.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big part of my personality. Like, I've gotten better with listening, because that's what therapy does for you. It makes you listen. Right?
I feel like you're
funny
therapist.
that you say that, Mo.
What?
Because my husband was like, I don't like talking politics with you anymore. And I was like, why? And he's like, because you just like something in you just shuts off. when I say something you don't like. And I was like, yeah.
It's like me and Kyle are right here. It's like we're right here.
Because number one, the person who taught me everything I know, the person who introduced me to everything I know, the person who inspired this like inquisitive nature is him, right? So just imagine you have this person who has really set you on a path of success, really introduced you to a lot of different information, talking like the people that I talk to on a regular basis. When he says really dumb things, and I've said this to him, so it's not like I haven't said this to him. When you say what I hear these people on the internet say, in my mind, you are far too smart to think like this. There's no way you just said this when I know what you've thought to me.
She just called you all stupid on the internet. Pay attention.
I tell people they're stupid all the time now.
Next time we take a poll and you have to decide who you like better, she called you stupid.
Oh, whatever. So he told me, he's like, look, half the time I'm just coming from a place of understanding of where people might be coming from. Why aren't you receptive to that? I'm not receptive to that when it comes to him. When it's somebody that I respect and I'm going to sit there and listen to you discuss things at an intellectual level, like Chad Jackson. If he said some insanely stupid thing that I've heard the average American say, I would probably instantly shut off. Like, you know what? I don't even want to listen to what you got to say anymore because that was dumb. So this is the conversations that I have in real life. People tell me this all the time. And sometimes I'm blunt enough to say, well, because what you said was dumb. And I'm actually shocked that you said that.
See, in my real life, I don't have conversations about politics.
Oh, it's like the dude.
Like who you see here is who I am in real life for sure, like the personality. But I don't talk about stuff like that, like with friends, right? Like obviously, if I'm at a social situation and it comes up, I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like to talk about more like culture stuff than I do about politics.
I think they coincide now. You can't get rid of one without the other at this point.
Unfortunately. Yeah, but I always try to like steer the conversation away
from politics, yeah.
Yeah, because I just feel like it's so divisive sometimes,
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, see how she likes division.
Yeah. Gotta have harmony.
Hey. I can hear Bryson's song in my head. He's got a song called Division. Y'all go listen to it. Go stream that album. Black and white.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Hey.
Yeah.
What are our topics?
Wait, because those hardcore Bible beaters, y'all like to divide.
Because Jesus said he would come to divide.
I know. But see, I'm like, can we all just get along?
No, absolutely not.
Damn. Damn. Okay. What are our topics? Okay, so first we're gonna hit on Jaron's topics because he can't say the whole show. But you can decide which one you want to bring up first. But you sent me Biden says U.S. to carry out airdrops of aid into Gaza. If you want to start with that, you can. And then you have shrinkflation.
Yeah.
And then the Florida man with the bugs in his nose.
Oh man, that was the game though.
What the hell?
The game was okay. Start there. Germany or Florida. Okay, so like I'm gonna give you a story and tell me where this happened at. Okay, so like
Oh, okay.
Okay, so doctors removed 150 live bugs in the larva stage from the nose and sinuses of a man earlier this month. He started to get nosebleeds, constant nosebleeds, and he couldn't go to the bathroom without his nose starting to bleed. When they looked in there, the doctor said, I see movement. So where did this happen at? Was it Germany or Florida that a man had 150 bugs from the larva stage in his nose?
Do you have video of this? Is there video of this?
There's a picture.
I need to see it.
There is a picture.
I need to see it. Can you pull it up?
Which one?
Are they like grouped up all together? If they are, I'm turning the screen off.
No. So also, so what was going on too? It's not in this article, but like what was going on is that the bugs are eating through his nose and they kept going like that part of the nose like that's between like the end of your nose and like the beginning of your brain. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. They have started eating through that and they almost penetrated. What? And had they done so, he would have been dead. So they caught the bugs right before they penetrated that. And he thinks the eggs got in his nose because he was cleaning some fish improperly, or like was cleaning some fish and wiped his nose, and that's I think the bugs got up inside there.
Dude,
So-
first of all, you know this man's house is nasty.
How do you not feel like something that just like wiggles
What?
up there though? Like, yeah, like
Ugh. So you're saying, did this happen in?
in Germany or
Germany or
Florida,
Florida.
did a man discover 150 bugs in his nose and didn't know they were up there until he got nosebleeds?
That's a
I'm going
big.
to say Florida. They're near the ocean. They do a lot of fishing there.
Oh damn, that was a dead giveaway. Then yeah, it is Florida. It's in Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, man.
Oh man.
That is so gross. Like, are you close to pulling up this picture? Because I'm dying.
Yeah, I have it right here, but I can't figure out how to pull it up though. Oh, he also said he was feeling off and his lips started to swell. So do I hit present or something like that on this?
Yeah.
end?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
That's
For a second, real quick, make sure no other tabs are open. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, shut down that the Pornhub that you got
Okay,
there.
I had to.
Doom,
All right,
doom,
wait.
doom, doom.
Oh God.
Shut down the Pornhub.
No. This is me trying to use a computer because there's so much technology. I don't know what the hell to do. Okay, turn on that sharing thing right there. Okay. Dear God, I gotta hit my fingerprint now for the password. Then I gotta hit. This is too damn hard. I'll text it to you. How about that? Is that easier?
Okay, wait. Just go to share screen, then entire screen, and then whatever. I have two screens, so pick whatever screen
okay.
it is on there.
There we go. Okay, share there.
Be careful now.
Did it do it?
We ain't trying to see no sexy reds working on a hospital bed.
It says screen sharing was canceled. Okay,
Okay.
text it to me.
Okay.
Man,
This is the problem with all this damn technology. Like, I don't know how to use this at all. It's getting on my nerves.
man with 150 bugs
That is
removed
disgusting.
from his ear.
Nose.
Oh, I got it.
You got it. Okay. There's a New York Post article with the picture inside of it.
All right, peoples. Get ready. Oh, I don't need audio. Okay.
Yeah.
That is nice.
There's 3 pictures in there too. So
What?
Like, that's like that's a surgery shot right there. So like his
Oh, I
nose
was
and
about
lips
to
started to
say.
swell up. So yeah, that's like post extraction. Oh, dude, that's gnarly. Oh yeah, that's up inside there.
Oh!
Can you make that bigger?
Out. No.
Oh my god,
I don't
that
think I
has to be
can.
like one of those cameras they stick up your nose. Oh, look at those bugs. Oh, that's crazy. There's one more picture too, right?
Here, wait. Let me just do it on a full screen.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
See all the
the
pictures.
unidentified man. Oh, that's crazy. That was in his nose. Oh my
I'm
god.
sorry.
What? How do you
nasty
not
if you don't
know
know that
that's
that's
in
what
your
you
nose?
do.
What?
You're nasty. Like
Yeah.
everybody at least blows their nose like once a day.
Yeah.
Or like, like when you're in the shower or whatever, you're just kind of like, I always in the morning time, like I clean out my nose because I have allergies. So I'm always like,
Mhm.
like covering one side and just like blowing or whatever. But you're nasty for sure. You've got earwax, bad breath, and your house is disgusting.
Now, what if you worked with this guy and he had brought some mac and cheese to the company potluck?
Oh,
And because this just happened, right? So he probably had one of those, Christmas parties, New Year's parties where you cook some food in his place. Like, what if something fell out of his nose into whatever you ate?
see, this is why you don't eat people's stuff at the potluck.
Exactly. That's nasty.
Red pill. She's a nurse. She picked maggots out of a wound. See, like, I can understand that. Like, if you have a wound that's like severely infected, like bugs would get in there. But to have that in your nose and not know it is weird to me. Like, what else you got going on that you don't know about? You got roaches like crawling on your face in the middle of the night.
Yeah, he said he was just feeling a little bit off.
He said,
I felt a little bit off.
"You feel off?"
I'm just saying that's how you a little bit.
Yeah.
Bro, your nose was itching.
He said he couldn't go to the bathroom without his nose bleeding.
Bro,
I don't know.
he should have went to the doctor long before this.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
ladies, this, if you're single and on any dating websites, this could be somebody you pick up on the internets. Just think about that.
Oh, and I forgot a good part too. There were certain larvae inside the nose that were scurrying around and looking for places to feed, and others that had burrowed into his tissue. And the doctor said that the team tried to remove the bugs with suction, but then that got clogged, so they used different instruments to pluck them out one by one.
Dude, don't say scurry.
They was moving up inside there.
That's gross.
Like, you know, like when bugs see light, they start like scurrying a bit. That's what they're doing.
Ew. Ugh. All right. Yeah. That was a lot.
Nasty.
That was a lot.
Florida.
So that was
Not supposed to touch your face when you're cleaning fish, everyone.
Oh.
That's just not what you do. You're supposed to clean the fish and you're supposed to wash your hands and be done with it, because fish carry parasites naturally. I don't know. That's gross. Like, why would you even go from gutting a fish, scaling it and do that? Why would you do that?
But my thing is the fish even safe to eat at this point? So now you've ingested the fish.
Really depends on what kind of fish it is. Not every fish is good to eat. I'll agree. I wonder what he caught.
Yeah,
Fish you
probably
catching.
fresh water, I would think. I think those get like maggots, don't they?
Who knows? Nasty, man.
I
All
eat
right,
saltwater fish all the time, freshly caught, and I ain't got no sort of infestation in my nose or my gut. So, yeah.
All right. Okay, well, let's move on to your next topic.
All right. Sorry, I was trying to find another story. Okay, so the Democrats, we can finally thank them for really getting into what people care about, those kitchen table issues. They are going to crack down. They're going to get a bill that would crack down on the practice of shrinkflation. So, like, like when you go and you buy like your bag of Doritos that says like 5.4 ounces, and then all of a sudden you open it up, it's like half air. Well, what people have been doing is they've been putting less and less into those bags, and still charging the same amount. So the Democrats are going to go after that unfair trade practice and be the heroes and save us all.
So a handful of senators introduced this is what they're doing with their time, introduced a new bill Wednesday meant to crack down.
This is a big deal.
This is what your people do.
This is a big deal. Okay, you don't know what it's like to go and get your Fruity Pebbles. You see that giant ass box, the family size box.
Yeah.
And you open it up and you take out the plastic bag, and it's half air. You think you're in the giant box and you get like this little itty bitty bag that's like halfway full. The Democrats are finally doing something about that. So thank you. Thank you, Hakeem Jeffries.
Absolutely not, sir. Absolutely not. Okay, first of all, if it wasn't for the Democrats raising the cost of everything, they wouldn't have to be skimpy on what they put in the bags. So, and by the way, let's all raise every.
Well, did you?
Oh, you're cutting out.
Pay
Let's see.
the minimum wage, all this other stuff, right? Now they gotta put. Now they're like, okay, well, how are we gonna do this? Well, let's put less chips in the bag. Let's put less cereal in the bag. That's what's happening.
But I would like to thank them for really addressing this issue. I don't care if they created this problem. They're finally doing something about it. That's the big thing. They're taking action.
Oh my!
They're taking action on something that matters to everyday Americans that are dealing with inflation day in and day out, and seeing their paychecks get shrunk because they're buying boxes that are not all the way full. So thank you, Democrats.
Are you just here for the comic relief? I swear.
Did this pass? So this is not even a bill that's passed. It said would crack down.
Yeah.
So technically they didn't do anything.
They
I'll have to steal your thunder. I'm sorry.
But Soonie, aren't the Democrats the kings and queens of let's create the problem and then we're going to create the solution to solve the problem? That's what they do.
That's what everybody does. I mean, you have to. I swear, like at the like a couple of jobs ago, we swear like the person that was overseeing everything we did would purposely create issues to fix in order to justify his keeping his job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he just created issues over and over again. But he was always the hero because he always fixed them. That's how you stay employed.
I mean, listen, let me be fair. It's not just a Democrat thing. They do it on the Republican side too. But at least I'm pretending that doesn't happen. At least I'm over here in denial about my own party. Not bringing up some crazy cockamamie story about how they're introducing a bill.
Well, when you get 20% more potato chips in your bag, then thanks to Democrats, and what they have brought. But speaking of something that Democrats are doing in food, that wasn't a good one. So Joe Biden announced earlier that the U.S. is going to carry out drops of aid into Gaza in the coming days. Yes. He told reporters that lives are on the line. And I personally think, like, no matter what side you fall on, this is a good thing. Mm-hmm. Like, there are people honestly suffering through no fault of their own that need help.
You're out here trying to punk us today, aren't you?
No, I'm serious. I'm very serious. I'm very serious. I was like, through no fault of their own, like, give them some food, give them some stuff to, because there's only one way in, one way out, and you can't get inside there. Actually, 2 ways in, 2 ways out, but you can't get inside there from either way, right? So just go over the top and just, walls can't keep people out. That's why you just go over them and you do what you need to do.
See, you talking to the wrong person, okay? Soonie probably goes a little bit lighter than I do on this topic. And this is why I don't speak about it, but I'm going to try to say this as nicely as possible so that we don't get our entire...
She's going to say something extremely rude. Go for it.
Extremely rude. I feel like we should drop an entire nuclear bomb over the entire area. I don't care. Give everybody 24 hours warning and be like, if you good, you got children, you got 24 hours. Otherwise, I'm sorry.
Soonie, can I see your face real quick?
Because you know why? This is it. Like when my kids test me, right? Like when they were little, not now, but like when they test me and they're like fighting, no, I want this. I'm like, you know what? Nobody gets anything. How about that? Nobody gets anything. It's gone. In fact, I'm going to throw it in the trash. That's what needs to happen here. Instead of us arguing over who's more victimized than the other and dropping aid and giving weapon. Really? I'm going to get the repeal the 19th for that?
Let's go hide my face behind that right there.
I'm just like, let's just get rid of the problem altogether. We won't have nothing to argue about. There will be no more checks going over there if there ain't no more people to receive the mail. Okay? I don't even care. I'm sick of it. All right. But let me just remind you, I'm 1% Jew, so I cannot be anti-Semitic at all.
So you're the one from Texas that's going to be Trump's VP then, it seems like.
Oh, God. Please don't bring that up. This is one of those things that I'm just going to pretend like my people aren't doing this or that I didn't hear this. Did you hear this, Soonie? This supposedly Trump's like, I wouldn't be opposed to Greg Abbott being my VP. What? No.
Look, listen, I'm just going to pretend that you didn't just say what you just said. And I'm going to say that you're a woman and we understand that women are a little emotional and they want to do drastic things because of their emotions. So I do not support or endorse anything this person on the screen over here just said.
That's me.
I'm not advocating for nuclear. Okay, look, the girl over here with the blue background.
There we go. Thank you.
Blue for Jew.
I just thought it was a good idea to drop aid in the coming days.
I think it's a good idea for BB to just go ahead and cease a fire. Just cease fire. You're not doing anything over there. Our government is doing this right here. I'm gonna put a band-aid over an issue I created because you're sending them money every chance you get. Which I'm not saying they get right away. It's not a cash app deposit. But over the years, we've given them almost easily damn near $1 trillion, if not over $1 trillion now. So we are actively participating and complicit in what people are deeming allegedly a genocide. So you dropping aid, great, Biden, but you're also sending money over there funding a war.
I agree with you. I take this is a fucking stupid story. I agree. That is the answer, is a ceasefire, because we are sending all this money over there, and when they're using our weaponry to commit this, and then it falls back onto us. Like it's a national security issue, I think personally.
I don't disagree. This is tax-paying dollars.
Yeah.
So
See, but the ceasefire has been the consensus for a long time, and ain't nobody seizing fire. The issue does not get solved this way. We just have to take drastic measures.
that's not how you solve issues, because you
It
know
is.
the people who are controlling the bombs that are indiscriminately bombing, they're going to leave, and then you know who they're going to take aim at? You. So all you did was essentially wipe out people like you and I here. And the
Mhm.
people who really matter, who are controlling the puppet strings, they're leaving. They're
But
not going to stick around.
first of all, in the words of Sheree from Housewives of Atlanta, who gonna check me, boo? If you ain't alive,
Bruh.
if you ain't alive, who
But
gonna
that doesn't get rid of the problem. The people who are going
Mhm.
to bomb you back in return are going to leave.
I mean, they're bombing you back in return because they're getting bombed with our stuff.
Hashtag
And then
who gonna
you've
check me,
started
boo?
in a completely unnecessary war.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. You
Don't listen to her on this subject.
You knew that was coming across. You knew it.
Nukes do not solve arguments.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
This is like Joe Biden having the nuclear codes. That's what I'm listening to.
no, I'm telling you. Listen, and you know what's funny? You know what's funny? I'm already making a prediction that I'm going to bring up a topic a little bit later, and I'm going to have an opinion about it, and you're going to bring this back up to.
I
shove it in my
am.
face.
Because you're not consistent logically.
I know I'm not. But see, here's the thing: I'm Team America. I'm not Team anybody else.
No, you're not. Team America is for leveling that place. So if you're Team America, then I'm going to say you're not actually Team America and you're a Zionist.
Wait, you said Team America is for leveling that place?
Yeah, all the people who claim to be America first,
Oh,
they're solely focused on this issue and not what's going on at home.
well, see, that's why I don't talk about this issue, because just me saying I think we should just, get rid of the problem.
Level the place. Yeah.
Level the place, right? I got to be careful because the YouTube.
No, you don't. You're allowed to say that.
Because I'm a Jew.
I just say ceasefire. That's all I say.
Hey man. Hey
Oh,
man. Look, you're entitled to that. I'll
yeah.
give that to you. But yeah, I would never. You don't have my vote for president or DOD, head of anything.
Yeah.
No.
You know how about
You would have my husband dead somewhere, and then we would cease to be friends.
Yeah.
If we went with your logic. No.
Actually, I wouldn't, because your husband wouldn't have anything to fight. There'd be nobody left. Who you gonna fight? Dust? Because that's what I want to do. Dust. Okay.
This is crazy.
I wish this was a Spanish show, so I could really go in Spanish and say what I really want to say, how I want to say it, because it comes across so much more better in Spanish.
In the words of Mo 20 minutes ago, can we all just get along?
Thank you.
Here we go. See? Look at the bad habits
don't
you're picking
want
up.
division.
Look
Yes,
at the
you
bad
do.
habits you're picking up from this one. Look at that.
I'm just saying. I'm just,
Here we go. See, I
That's
brought you
not-
on. I brought you on to have your own opinion, and now you got to side with Soonie.
I'm a flip flopper. That's all I am.
Obviously, I am a flip flopper too. I do flip flop, but
No, you don't.
I
You
said
are
my-
consistent.
I said
You
my
are
piece.
consistently inconsistent. That's some consistency right there.
I'm consistently inconsistent. You're losing subscribers. 2024 says, why is Democrats playing on both sides in Gaza versus Israel war? We sent billions of money to Israel and we sent a whole bunch of supplies to Gaza. Does it make sense?
No.
I think it's everybody.
This is how you generate income. This is
Yeah.
the MIC at work, the military industrial complex. This is what's garnering the pretty much they're announcing that there's going to be a World War III scenario because NATO is like, hey, Ukraine, come on in.
Do you correct me if I'm wrong, but like when we send aid over, it's typically weaponry that's already been like in the stockpile. So like they send that over as like the aid package and they like rebuild it. If that does that
Pretty
sound right?
much.
It's like used goods, right? Like
Pretty much, yeah.
when the team that doesn't win the Super Bowl, they send all the t-shirts to Africa. It's like that.
So, just so you know, somewhere the 49ers are Super Bowl champs.
That's what I'm saying. In Africa, India, that's what they do.
Like a stock, it's like a surplus. We send them that, and then we also send monies that they don't receive right away. It's like dispersed over years. But essentially, it's our weaponry. It's our money that's fighting this war. So,
and then we pay our people domestically to replenish the stockpile. Then
now that part, I've never had any introduction to that. I know people who work in that arena, but that part of the military, I'm gonna be honest with you, is so top clearance. Nobody knows anything about MUNs. You're not even allowed to go into MUNs without the correct ID. So you know how at the beginning of a base you get in with your ID, they scan you in. You go over to MUNs, you need an additional ID.
What's MUNs?
It's ammunitions.
Oh.
They're responsible for what comes in and out. They're responsible. My brother-in-law works in MUNs. He builds these things. And this is probably the most secretive part of this base. It's even you wouldn't even know where the hell MUNs is unless you work there. That's how put away from, pretty much. It's just put away from everything else.
Yeah.
So I do not know. That's probably the most secretive part of the DoD.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
I'm going to give one last analogy for my argument, and then I'm just going to move on. So if anybody in the comments has ever had a roach infestation, okay?
What the fuck?
I'm here.
If anybody in the comments has ever had a roach infestation, if you see one roach and you kill it, first of all, it's hard to kill a roach, okay? These motherfuckers live. I don't know how. You got to get them on their back. You got to poison. You got to get them from the bottom. Like, you just can't stomp on a roach. That if you stomp on a roach, it just bounces back up and it's like, what's up? I'm here. I'm back. Right? Look at them. They've all left me. Okay. They've all left me.
I'm still here.
All right. Okay. Okay. Well, let me just put myself on the full screen here. So you have a roach infestation, right? If you want to get rid of the infestation, you don't just kill one roach. You bring in a roach bomb, okay? And what that does is all the other roaches that were thinking about even trying to step up in your crib, they're going to be like, you know what? We were going to go over there because all they were doing was stomping on one roach here and there. So, it's about who's the quickest, who's the smartest. So we were going to hit up that crib, but we just saw the tent over the house. They ain't playing. We're not going over there. So my point is, we have to bomb the entire thing, because what that does is it sends a message that we're not going to tolerate the bullshit. Okay. So just think about this. No, some other people are going to be like, I don't know if we should maybe start a war. I'm just saying. No, but it's not our war, but it is in the sense that we're wanting to send aid and checks over there.
It's not our war.
All right. I'm done.
Can't do it.
Oh, how convenient. Jaron just pops right back up at the end of my...
Wait, what happened? I started listening to my Kanye West.
Okay. No.
Sorry.
That was a lot of Spanish. He was I don't know what you said.
Yeah. I don't.
See, Linda's having fun. She said, I'm so glad I caught this live. So fun.
Because you sound like a full-blown Zionist. I'm sure a lot of people are on here enjoying this.
I'm a realist. Oh, bed bugs? You got to burn the whole damn mattress. You can't even go back.
I just say ceasefire.
Otherwise, you end up with bugs in your nose. And then what? Anyways.
Japan also did something to us. You're talking about bombing a place that's doing nothing to us.
They're draining us of
that
money.
Right there was the worst analogy ever on the planet, Auntie Red. The absolute worst.
I honestly think that they thought or hoped that was going to be our reaction. What Mel was talking about. Yeah, that's what they thought. They wanted. Personally, we know that Egypt gave the intel to Bibi, right, about the attack was imminent. So I think they wanted that to be our reaction. What Mel was just describing.
Yeah, because you know what would happen? Families like mine would lose their fathers and their husbands.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm sorry, but it's not our war.
Yeah. But
And I don't.
I think Israel hoped that, or that they thought that it would be, our reaction to hop in and automatically take their side and to essentially do the
Kind
bidding
of
that
like
they wanted to
Ukraine.
do. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not. It's fun to talk about in theory, but when this affects your real life,
Mhm.
I don't listen. I don't like the fact that you're sending money, but if you think you're going to initiate a war, no,
Mhm.
I don't support that. That's no, nope. I say this for the current war. I don't care, but I feel that for Afghanistan. I think people talk like this because they don't have anybody that's going to go over there and fight. So you get to cut on a TV screen and say, "Aw, poor military family, like rest in peace to that person," but you don't have to live with the absence of that person. I think it's easier to talk. It's easy to talk like this when you don't have an attachment. It is.
I do have an attachment. You know what my dad does? I mean, he goes overseas and has to deal with this stuff on a much deeper level too. Like it's not safe for him either. I do have an attachment. I say that with the attachment I have.
Soonie, how do you feel about the phrase "thank you for your service"? Like when somebody is walking past somebody, and they're
I don't
15 minutes,
really.
right?
I don't know. I don't respond.
It-
I just say thank you.
I think it's so. I think it's like so self-serving.
Why do you think
Honestly.
that?
Because it
Because
makes
it does make that person feel good.
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
see.
They're saying like, "Hey, thank you for serving," when they're not. In essence, they're not doing anything, and they're okay with sending people over there like causing
Right.
a machine to go obliterate a threat that's not even our threat.
And just by saying thank you makes you feel like, all right, yeah, I support you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
If you support us, then stop advocating for pointless wars. Straight up. Stop. I don't know any active duty member that is willing to go over there and fight. Not one. They all say the same thing. This has nothing to do with us. Okay? Like, what are we going to do over there? This has nothing to do with us.
But I think it's
I
fine
am
for
active
active.
duty.
I think it's fine for active duty vets to say to each other, right? Like active duty and vets to. It's almost like it's like a certain word that's only reserved for a certain group of people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like if
Finn
I were
says
to
it.
if I were to say thank you for your service from the outside, I'd be looked at crazily. But if somebody who's part of that circle says it, then it's one of those
Mhm.
It's
things where
different.
it's inside.
It's
Yeah.
like a level of understanding.
Yeah.
You understand.
Like a particular word.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're on this subject and Mo's being a maniacal fucking dictator, can we have a conversation about the young guy who set himself on fire
Yeah.
outside of the
Oh, yeah.
Israeli embassy? And people are going to be mad at my commentary on this. I'm just
Oh.
going to give you a warning.
I probably agree with you though.
You probably will agree with me.
Yeah.
People are going to be upset. Now, I don't believe in martyring this young man. Okay. I don't believe he's a hero. I don't really have anything positive to say about him because you put on the uniform, you sign on a dotted line, you put your hand on the Bible, and you take an oath. You know what you're signing up for. I don't want to hear anybody say they don't know what they're signing up for. I've watched these people take the oath. Okay. But let me not even say but because but cancels out my previous statement. I'm just going to continue talking. We all have that understanding. I think it's foolish, extremely foolish, to pretend like America does not have any dealings in what's going on over there. And I think it's absurd to expect people to not have feelings about potentially taking part in what's going on over there. We love to push humanitarian crisis and efforts and how we should not be doing these things. We spoke out against our military when they got caught doing very disgusting things to people over in the Middle East. I was one of those people. I was one of those families. I'm a military family. A lot of people did not appreciate that,
Mhm.
right? So for this young guy who's probably in his early 20s, they have a completely different view of the military. They are also far more aware of what our military does and does not do. They are far more aware of what our country, not even our country, our government participates in. So is it wrong for him to not want to participate? No, it's not wrong. Because we know that we take part in some very immoral, disgusting shit that has absolutely nothing to do with the safety of this country, but for the interest of the MIC. We know this. Now, is he right for what he did? No. You disrespected the uniform. You knew what you signed up for. But people acting like they don't understand why is where I get off the train. When you go and you attack Candace Owens and say, oh, how disgusting. You said rest in peace. This is a human. Regardless of whether we agree with his politics or not, regardless of whether he was a communist or not, you call yourself Christian. He's a human. He died. And on top of that, for somebody to put themselves on fire on camera, where do you think their mind is? Why are we automatically discounting the fact that he may or may not have saw something? What if he did? What if he didn't? Either way you look at it, it's disgusting the way people are acting. These same people don't want anything to do with Israel as well. But you're shitting on this guy because he had some very, unfavorable things to say about the military and what they participated in. He didn't have some nice things to say about the 3 soldiers that lost their lives in a drone strike. Does that take away from being a freaking human? Because I'm watching people just be disgusting with their rhetoric. Like, it's embarrassing.
I haven't been paying attention to what people are. I haven't seen much of the comments. But like, what did Candace say that you said?
So Candace, I'll pull up her tweet. Candace put out a video. Not a video, but she put out a tweet and just said, rest in peace to him. Thank you for your service to this country. And, prayers to your family. I'll pull it up. Let me try to find it real quick.
Like my biggest thing,
which to me is a very general thing. Like it's a very surface level thing to say. Who knows if she has the full understanding of what everyone else has as far as like his sentiments on the military. But this to me, this is people being extremely dishonest about how they feel about this conflict.
Wait, so
you may not have.
People were mad at Candace for saying rest in peace.
They are. Yeah.
That's to me the equivalent of like thoughts and prayers, right? Like just to send out, just on a basic human level, right? Yes. No matter like what you feel or like what side you fall on. Like you said, somebody lost their life, and like what could drive somebody to that point to set themselves on fire?
Exactly. Why would someone do that? They're not just gonna go do that for no freaking reason. Did she delete it? There's no way she deleted that. Well, I have the video of the guy who's like freaking out. Now, his original statements on this subject, I agree with him. When he talks about, don't compare yourself to vets that decided to kill themselves because of the Afghanistan war, right? It's a little different. He didn't face a war, but he faced something, and something that disturbed him enough to want to set himself on fire. Like people don't just wake up and want to do that.
Well, you look for the tweet from Candace. So I had gotten a message yesterday, and I don't think anybody knows this person. I know this person just from personal life, and they are in the military. I'm not going to say which branch because I don't want to divulge all that stuff, but they're in the military. And they wanted to speak on this subject, but obviously, want to keep some type of anonymity. So I'm going to read what this person said because I want to communicate it and just start a discussion. So this person said, this guy is clearly not someone that should have been let into the military. For one thing, he took, in my opinion, the coward's way out by doing what he did. For another, seeing what he offed himself for tells me that he's got a warped sense of reality. Everyone is up in arms saying free Palestine, and yet no one seems to know or remember or care that Palestine was never an official country, more so a territory of the British Empire. And another thing that people seem to want to ignore is who started all of this. Terrorists fires the first shots. They started all this in Gaza. Israel is just responding in self-defense. Casualties, civilians, and military are inevitable, especially when you have people like Hamas whose only reason for fighting is to die for the jihad. As someone in the military who is able to monitor the whole situation from the actual military perspective, the only way to solve any of this is that area is for Hamas to be defeated and destroyed. That has to happen first. Otherwise, nothing resembles peace, or nothing resembling peace can occur. Not only, I don't want to say this part because this would reveal a lot. Yeah, I think that was it. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm married to a service member who wears a uniform every day.
Mhm.
They don't think like that, and they see just as much. Like, I don't know how to respond to that, because to me it's like my experience is better than your experience, or my experience is more here. Listen, there are service members who do not agree with this. Do we rule them out and say they are Hamas sympathizers or Palestinian sympathizers? Or are they just giving an objective opinion because they too have experience?
Yeah, I mean, can both things be true?
Yes,
Can everybody
it
have
can.
Yeah,
It can.
everybody can have a different experience.
I don't
Like,
think
everybody-
so when you're only painting one side of the picture. No. To say that they hit first is fucking dishonest, because this war has been going on for how long?
Oh, I'm not talking about that part.
No, I'm just saying, is everybody allowed their opinion? Like, does it?
Sure,
is-
when it's factual.
Because people no, like, from the aspect of which, like, you know, you can be somebody who puts on the uniform, right, and think that what he did was a complete disgrace.
Mhm.
People also can see, you know, what he did as a very extreme form of protest,
Mhm.
right? Two things can be true. Like, it doesn't have to be a zero-sum game. Like, well, you know, if you don't agree with my point of view, then you're woke, or you're this, you're that, right? Like, two things can be true.
Mhm.
And when we're talking just about that, about the rest of, like, you know, what this person wrote, yeah, no, it's like, no matter where you, like, imagine like a square, like a circle, right? Like, and you go on that continuum, like, Israel attacks, Hamas responds, Hamas attacks, Israel responds, right? It keeps going around over and over again. So it depends on where you want to start at on that to see whose side you want to fall on, because it's not about Hamas doing something first, because then from the other side, you know, Israel's the aggressor, so they're just
Yeah.
responding.
Yeah. You know, like for instance, like, my dad has worked a lot in the Middle East, right? So he has a certain perspective about things because he's seen things like firsthand. He's been there. Like, he's not. I think there's so many different angles that you can take from it. There's, like, just being in the military, right? Then there's the person that's in the military that maybe has had experience with similar situations. Then there's, or like Afghanistan. Then there's people in the military that actually are in this particular conflict or involved in some way. So you have so many different opinions, and everybody's varied based on how close to it they are. And to say, in my opinion, to say, well, yeah, you can have a different opinion as long as it's fact. I kind of feel like the only people that know the actual facts of what's going on there are the people that live there every day, that were born there, that grew up there. Because at this point, with this particular thing, what's reported to us in the media, you know, as it always is with everything, is only part of the story. But then, like, you hear people that grew up in Palestine, or you hear people that grew up in Israel, that are still there. They're not over here in the United States. They're still there. And their opinions are very interesting, you know? So I feel like they're the only ones that can truly speak on an opinion because they live this every day.
Have you seen, I think it's called Life in Gaza, I want to say, perhaps? It's like a documentary that is on Netflix.
Oh, yes. I did see it. Mm-hmm.
Watching that is, like, again, it's the human aspect of it. Just like, just seeing people living in all this rubble and continuing, nothing gets rebuilt. right? It's just going to continue to get destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you not expect somebody to rise up out of not have anything left?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't just, I can't just say, you know, side A good, side B bad, right? Like it's so nuanced.
It's true. It's also the cards they were dealt. You know what I mean? That's the other side of it. It's like, I think when you look at it from like a perspective of speaking of it from an American, right? Like we're so lucky to have everything we have here. And when you do travel to other countries and you see how they, not, I'm not talking about like the touristy sides of the countries, but like the actual like villages and towns where far away from the tourists, where the tourists are, you develop an appreciation for what we have. And I think it's traumatizing for us to see something like that, right? Like to see people living in this destruction and everything's getting bombed all the time. But this is literally how it's been for them. There has never been peace in the Middle East ever. They've never known it.
I think it was before Ben Gurion. You know, I think prior to him, there was some peaceful. I would say, I don't know, but I want to
argue that.
What's up?
Some would argue that they have lived peacefully amongst each other
Prior to Ben Gurion.
That's true too. I've heard that.
I think the only thing that's being left out is we're encompassing this as all, and I don't think people are recognizing that we are talking about two warring governments that are killing citizens at the end of the day.
Right.
So I'm going to pick a side on that because I pick a side on that in my country. The government sucks, and both governing bodies in these countries suck.
Right.
I don't see how we can support Israel when Israel stands in opposition to almost everything we stand for when it comes to social issues. They support abortion. They're for LGBTQ issues. They're a very liberal leaning country.
But
how
not
do you
at
support
top
that?
though. They're not though. They're not liberal at top.
What do you mean by that?
Luke Kidd is far right. BB's governing body. They're far right. Like
No.
socially, I think a lot of the citizens perhaps are left leaning, but government wise, no. They're far right.
I'm going to disagree, and that's okay. I'm going to disagree based on the legislation that they push in their country. To me, there's nothing right-leaning about blotting out voices that don't align with what you got going on. That's not a freedom, right-leaning opinion or even a viewpoint. If we're going to compare to what our country supports and stands for, on this side, they would be left-leaning. If you don't want me to have an opinion because it differs from yours, that's not a right-leaning discussion that I've ever heard. Now, you will have people such as DeSantis who will push something like that, but is that the mainstream thought? I'm going to say no.
I just know that Luke Kidd is far right.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably side with Soonie on everything she said with that part of it, like the what she was just saying, and just the fact that like they're so embracing of like LGBTQ over there, and they're having parades.
No, they're not. No, they're not though. Not.
They are.
Yeah, they are. They have one of the biggest LGBTQ like celebrations out of even above us. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's what the government wants to portray, but that's and maybe that's what you mean by like socially they're a little bit more liberal.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Socially, I think they're liberal.
Right. But like going into like what Red Pill's comment is, like they force vaccinated the entire population. That's not a right-leaning thing to do. Okay. And
they also separate you by nationality when you arrive at the airport. You know,
they what?
They separate you by nationality when you're arriving at Ben Gurion Airport. You know, that's similar to the Muslim ban.
The Muslim ban?
Yeah. Back in 2020 from
or
not 2016, sorry.
You mean,
Seven-
what do you mean the
17.
Muslim ban? Oh, here?
Yeah, 17.
Yeah.
I'm not good at math today. I can't math.
It's all right. It's all right. Anyways, you got anything else to say on this one, Soonie?
No, I mean, I'm going to stay consistent to what I've always said. I don't want to see innocent people die on either side. People need to be honest about what's even happening over there. We're talking about two warring governments, and the citizens are in the middle, receiving the most harm. So all we're doing is picking up torches for two different governments that are both equally corrupt. That's it.
Yeah, equally corrupt, I can agree with. Boom.
Similar to the Lord.
Boom.
You gotta stop that, man, because you know what's going to happen is they're going to associate what you said to me, and I don't even support that.
No, they're not. Just know, I said before I even said anything, I said Sunni's going to completely disagree with me on that. But just note for the YouTubes or for anybody, I can't in no way be possibly anti-Semitic or anything because number one, I'm not white. Okay. Number two, 1% Jew over here. 1% Jew. I'm just gonna keep throwing that in your face.
1% Jew. Okay. Okay. No, I wanted to talk about that because I kind of took a storm again over the internet with people just lacking humanity.
Yeah.
I'm very, very straight. Listen, I'm blunt. I want to put certain people on an island. I don't hide that. I think certain people in history get a bad rep. I don't hide those things. But I have humanity. I do. I don't want to see anyone hurt. And it just seems like we don't care about that anymore because politics has just become so pervasive and it's everywhere and people are turning tribal. They feel a need to pick a side. And I said on the day that this conflict happened, I crossed out every single flag. And I said, I stand with Jesus because that's what it is for me at the end of the day. So you can stand for whatever country you want to stand for. You could put the Hamas flag in your bio. You can put the Palestinian flag in your bio. You can even put the Israeli flag in your bio. It's going to be America first here and Jesus.
I mean,
Okay. Sorry, I was just looking at the kid party. Red Pill told me to do my research, so I was just trying to figure out what they are. They are a right-wing Israeli political party that was founded in September 1973 to challenge the Israel Labor Party. So they're a far-right government. That's a major right-wing political party. That's all.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Red.
I'm not going to harp on this, but it also depends on who's defining this right-leaning, far right, because some people would call me far right. And I don't even agree with half of what the far right is proposing because they're just as bad as the radical left.
Yeah. They're not. Sorry, they're not extreme right. They're righter than the moderate right, I should say, but they're not extreme right. There's a different party. That's it. They're not like they're not way far. So they're not like what I mean. They're not far right. I should say right leaning.
Got it. All right, let's move on.
Thank you for making me clear that up.
What you're saying? Is it a red pill?
No, I was talking about Soonie. I saw the face, so I had to backtrack a little bit.
Oh, see? Now he's paying attention.
Yeah, I had to take it backwards.
He's like, oh shit.
I was like, got my broom out real quick, just like sweep this up.
Right. He's like, oh shit, I'm getting the stank look.
Yep. Whatever.
You know what? We need to have probably like a stank alert, stank face alert. I need to find that so then we can just.
Uncle Sam gave me one. It's the Debo. This is the Debo walk up music. Anytime Debo's coming in the vicinity, he plays that. If I'm around, he's like, oh snap.
Soonie, we need to load that in our sounds, please, so that we can get that.
I got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
All right. So the other topic that I wanted to bring up is, so we've talked about Florida. We've talked about the DEI. So the University of Florida is said to have terminated all their DEI employees in an effort to comply with state regulations. So the article says, this is in Gainesville, Florida, the University of Florida is firing all employees in positions related to diversity, equity, and inclusion, according to a memo sent on Friday. It follows the passage of state law targeting college funds spent on DEI. UT officials say they have closed the office of the Chief Diversity Officer, eliminated DEI positions and administrative appointments, and halted DEI-focused contracts with outside vendors. Officials say 13 positions were eliminated and 15 administrative appointments were ended. The decision was made to comply with the Florida Board of Governors Regulation 9.016. On prohibited expenditures, approximately $5 million previously was allocated to DEI initiatives will now be reallocated into a faculty recruitment fund. The eliminated employees will receive 12 weeks of standard pay and are encouraged to apply before April 19th to other positions in the university.
That makes so much sense.
Why?
That makes just, I was just wondering earlier how a man could have 150 live bugs in his nose and not know. So,
you just tuned out. You're like, oh, okay.
That makes sense because that happened in Florida. This is something that is going. So it makes sense. It makes sense. It solves the problem perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not kind of unfair to the like. This is kind of indicting the people. Do they know that they were a diversity hire? What if they were a diversity hire, right? But they measure up in every other metric. It's kind of like the whole. What's his name? Who's the weirdo? Who said I'm scared? I'm scared if there's a black pilot on my plane.
Oh, that was Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. To me, it's just like, I don't know, dude. Everything is an indictment on people at this point. What if they don't know they're a diversity hire and you just fired them because of someone else's choice?
Again, to be fair, if you're trying to weed out the diversity hires, you fire everybody because you're certain. It's kind of like, just indiscriminately carpet bombing.
I mean,
to root out, the problem. Just go after everything. Just take it all.
I like that. I
mean, out of an entire university, if you only fired in total 30 people or no, 15 people, and then they eliminated 12 programs or whatever. I mean, you didn't do that many diversity hires out of a whole entire university. Second question, is there like a little box that gets checked at the top of the paperwork when you're a diversity hire? Like, how did they know?
But this is Florida. Florida's been doing a lot of, I can't say this word. Florida's been doing a lot of dumb things, such as requiring people to have children to take a goddamn permission slip to be read to by black people. So a lot of these laws, I think, see, this is what happens when the left goes so extreme. The right says, I'm going to be extreme. Mm-hmm. And then the people with common sense are in the middle. They're like, bro, what the freak are you doing?
Right.
People should not get hired solely based upon race, right? Like
no.
that's we can all agree that that's stupid.
Yeah.
That should not be a thing. But the answer is not to fire every single person because you think somebody might have been on a diversity hire or just,
because what happens then? They leave the door open for lawsuits because you then just told them outright, I'm firing you because you're black.
Yeah.
So this is retarded. Sorry, I couldn't hold it anymore.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, that's the truth right there. Like, you basically just told them you were only hired because you were black or because you were a woman or because you were in a wheelchair, right?
And that violates the civil rights. Your civil rights. Like, you have a right.
But to me, Florida is just always like, even like from the man with 150 bugs and their politics, they just seem just so out there, like out of lockstep, right? Out of like the mainstream. It feels like, at least to me. I don't know if that it's the same like within the party, but like at least from the outside is looking in, like they just seem so far out there. Like they're trying to out Texas. I
agree with that.
Right.
They're doing it in a very weird manner. This is just, I like Texas. Texas does things in line with, as much as people might not want to agree, they do align with the Constitution. Yeah. They do read that in depth. They do find loopholes, right? Because this is what every politician does. They find loopholes to make their laws okay. You are not doing that. Florida is just trying to out Texas. Ron DeSantis is trying to garner so much support because he got his ass smacked in the primary, so much so that he had to drop out. And now we're looking at him draw up, and him and his state legislator. Dude, this is not the start. This is the end. Ron DeSantis has been writing crazy and supporting crazy pieces of legislation for years now. And I've called it out when people are like, Daddy DeSantis, bro, I don't like DeSantis. He sucks. He sucks.
I would prefer Trump over DeSantis.
Ooh.
100%.
Shots
100%.
Fired. Pew,
A
pew.
million percent. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
Damn.
for sure. Like for being personally, I think DeSantis is way too far out there compared to Trump. Like he makes Trump look very moderate.
Trump is moderate. I don't care. People will lie. And say
I guess right because I thought like George W. Bush was far out there, and then Trump came. I'm like, oh yeah, W wasn't too bad at all.
He blew him out of the water.
Yeah, he wasn't bad at all. I like
know,
W.
like-
he was cool, right?
All of a sudden, you hear like Democrats like, Bush really not bad.
Bush wasn't that bad.
Yeah, can we go back to that, please? Yeah, he was cool. Like he said some things that I didn't like. He did some things I didn't like, but for the most part, he was cool. He was a good guy. Until like 2008, and then after that, I had like
I know a lot of Democrats. My mom voted for her. My mom is a staunch. She's a blue blood to the day she dies, and she voted Bush. So I know a lot of Democrats that actually voted for him.
But I remember telling my dad like right after 9/11, like I was in college, and I was like, I felt honestly safer with W at the time as president than Gore, if that makes sense.
It does.
Like for some, like I mean, we can talk about whatever happened after that, but like in that moment, though, right? Like I just felt like he was the right person to lead the country during that time.
Man, I don't know. I'm indifferent on this.
Mm.
My sister did 2 tours in Kuwait. I'm indifferent. My cousin did a couple tours in Kuwait. I get it, but then again, I don't get it because I'm just sensitive about stuff like that. Yeah. I understand what you're saying, though. He is a safer bet versus Gore. I do agree. But at the same time, I don't know. it's up in the air.
It's just crazy. Yeah, it's just like you said, so nuanced. It's just like
it's up in the air. Since we're talking about Texas, though, can we? I want to have banter with you on Article 4, Section 4.
Wait, can I go? I need to make a urination sample really quick. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay, cool.
We have to have Mo's commentary because I want to know.
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh,
we're talking about the border. We're going to be talking about.
I had a little pregame before this right here, so This is perfect.
So did I, though. So we're on a level playing field.
Let's go. Bring it on, then. Okay, cool.
So,
okay, well,
Texas had a law that allowed police to arrest immigrants suspected of being in country illegally. And this was a new law that a federal judge blocked. And in his order on Thursday, he said that the federal government will suffer grave, irreparable harm if the law took effect because it could inspire other states to pass their own immigration laws, creating an inconsistent patchwork of rules about immigration, which has historically been upheld as being solely within the jurisdiction of the federal government. I remember we had briefly touched on who has jurisdiction here. Are states allowed to protect themselves, or is that something that the Fed should only be looking after? The bill that they're talking about is SB4, if people want to go look that up. He also wrote that if a state arrested and deported immigrants who may be eligible for political asylum, I'm going to be honest, I feel like our government is making up words at this point because I've been around for almost 34 years, and what the hell is political asylum? Like, what is that? How do you receive political asylum in a country in which you have no clue of their politics?
Wait.
You don't understand their constitution. You don't like how?
Wait, who's claiming political asylum?
A federal judge who goes by the name of Ezra. He's saying that. So you weren't here. I'll go back up to the top real quick. Texas law allowing police to arrest migrants suspected of being in the country illegally blocked by a federal judge. This is Senate Bill 4. They were using this to attempt to deter people from wanting to come across the border by saying, hey, you get caught, we're arresting you, that's it. Which to me is a deterrent. Let's go for it.
Right.
But a federal judge stepped in and said, not so fast. This is not your jurisdiction. It's the federal government's jurisdiction. And on top of that, if you do it, you're going to be violating deported immigrants' rights who may be eligible for political asylum. And once again, that would violate the Constitution and would also be in violation of U.S. treaty obligations. Finally, the court does not doubt the risks that the cartels and drug traffickers pose to many people in Texas, but explained Texas can and does already criminalize those activities. Nothing in this order stops those enforcement efforts, no matter how empathetic Texas's criticism of the federal government's handling of immigration on the border may be to some. So I decided I want to read myself what these judges and state legislators are trying to interpret when it comes to Article 4, Section 4 of our Constitution. And of course, it comes down to interpretation of words, which can be dangerous in this country because both political factions like to concede definitions. So what gives Texas the right? Some may add. Well, the fact that they're actively being invaded. All right. Article 4, Section 4 says the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them from invasion and on application of the legislator or of the executive when the legislator cannot be convened against domestic violence. So some people will say, well, can we define invasion? And absolutely we can. I'm going to pull up the definition of invasion.
We did this once before.
We did. Of course, they pull up a movie. See how dumb Americans are.
Are you?
They don't even pull up definitions anymore when you type in words. They show ridiculous movies that you're probably not interested in watching.
Where are you seeing that comment? I'm not seeing comments.
What comments?
That said, can you define invasion?
Oh, I'm going to. I'm just like presupposing. Like preemptive.
I gotcha.
Talking to herself. Yeah.
Hold on.
I was following you, Soonie. I know she was that.
Shut up, Jaron.
I'm just saying. You know. I was there with you. I'm right there.
Look at Mo. Mo over there getting jealous. Shut up.
I'm just preparing to have to get some viewpoints.
Preparing a rebuttal.
Yeah.
The definition of invasion is the act of invading, especially the entrance of an armed force into a territory to conquer, right? People will go with that definition and that definition alone. It also says the entry into bodily tissue and subsequent proliferation of an injury entity, such as pathogen or tumor. And this little bit down here says an intrusion or an encroachment.
What's an encroachment?
Oh, let's define encroachment.
Okay.
Oh, Lord. We doing a full breakdown today.
Let's break it down.
Can I get the hood definition of encroachment?
Hood? Oh, Lord. Well, it's a football term, which means you're offsides, if that makes sense to you, Mo.
See, you encroaching on my territory, cuz. That's what it translates to.
The act or instance of encroaching.
Okay.
A violation of rules in which a player enters the neutral zone and makes contact with an opponent prior to the snap of a ball.
Oh.
Act entering gradually or silently upon the rights or possessions of another unlawful intrusion.
Hey, Soonie, can you read the first definition of encroachment again?
Dude,
if I don't know what encroachment is, can you read that first one again?
The act or instance of encroaching. Do we need the definition of encroaching? Maybe that might.
I just love though how like that's the first definition. It's like I don't know what encroachment is, so
like
that's the act of encroaching.
Yeah, like that really wasn't a definition.
What is that?
Let's go back.
Okay, encroach is to enter by gradual steps or by stealth into possession or rights of another. To advance, beyond the usual or proper limits. The etymology of intrusion, invasion, falls in line with what our Constitution says, which is you're allowed to do these things in the event of an invasion, especially when the legislature cannot be convened. And Congress is not doing crap. So the fact that Texas is saying, fine, you're getting arrested and you're getting the F out of here. A federal judge is saying, absolutely not. No, you can't do that. That is unconstitutional. That's him using his own interpretation and using one set of this definition to define the entirety of what invasion actually means. Now I'll let you respond. I said a lot. I want to hear your opinion on this.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
One second.
We saw you over there taking notes. We saw you with your legal pad.
I was getting ready. No, I agree with you like 95% of what you said.
Okay.
Like
What's the other five?
I only thing I don't agree with is the fact that yes, we got the technical explanation of whatever we said, invasion, but it's also like one of those like inflammatory words, right? You know what I mean? Like I think we know what it is when it's defined, but I think it's carefully chosen to get some sort of reaction out of the public in order to have them say somebody, like you're getting invaded. We think of like, I don't want to say it, but like, aliens.
Like you're saying, like it's to invoke an emotional.
Right. Yeah. And we think of getting like overran by like a ton of like things that we don't want, which I understand. It's cool. Right. But it invokes that imagery that makes people act. So I agree with you. An invasion is happening, but I don't think a lot of people are smart enough to look up the definition of like what an invasion is. And I think he is right in saying that there needs to be a federal system of immigration. You can't have a patchwork of states making their own policy. But Texas also has the right to defend itself and secure itself. So it comes down to, like we said, the federal government doing more.
Tell the people what you saw when you went to Mexico. Somebody was wearing a shirt.
I was in Playa del Carmen and somebody walked down. It was somebody from the States, but he walked by with the "fuck Joe Biden." No. It was "Let's go Brandon." Whatever it was. It was "fuck Joe Biden." This one was "fuck Joe Biden" shirt.
Let's go Brandon.
Yeah.
I was like, we were very, our politics are very international, as evident by.
Oh yeah.
Old dude walking down, but. Yeah, no, I agree with 95% of what you said. Just the only bit I don't agree with.
See, that part I think is what everyone is getting stuck on. And because I know people are getting stuck on this, I found another avenue to kind of exploit that argument, which is the Constitution provides states an appropriate self-help remedy under Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3, which stipulates, no state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any duty of tonnage, keep troops or ships of war in times of peace, enter into any agreement or compact without another state or with a foreign power, or engage in war, unless actually invaded or in such imminent danger as will not admit delay. So this once again goes back to the actual definition of invasion and imminent danger. We just had a young lady on a college campus, Lakin. I think her name is Riley Lakin, if I'm not mistaken. Lakin Riley. I could be pronouncing it backwards.
Yeah.
Who was killed? Lincoln Riley?
Who was killed by an illegal who had been here since 2022. We've also had another event where another illegal has been in this country for months, years, who purposely caused a automobile wreck that took the lives of 3 people. We also showed a video of an illegal who was in this country and decided to have their baby here collect money off of that baby being here. So if we really want to be honest, American citizens are in imminent danger and are a threat of an invasion because we don't have resources that we need due to giving it to other people who are coming here illegally. We have American citizens that are dying left and right. I could see if it was a one-off situation, but I turn on the TV every day and hear of an American citizen dead, a young girl raped, A young girl in Texas, a couple months ago in 2022, was home alone. An illegal alien broke into her house, raped her, stuffed her underneath the bed, and she was texting her dad that someone was trying to actively break in, which means he was clearly watching.
Mm-hmm.
How many more of these incidents have to happen before Congress acts? And why are we demonizing the state of Texas doing what it needs to do to protect its citizens?
I just feel that if, like, I agree with what you said, right? Like, everything you said is accurate. Like, we have people here that are still carrying out that kind of those kind of crimes, right? Like, I think we denigrate a group of people, right? Or like we highlight like the worst parts of a certain group of people just to say that everybody in that group is like them, which is not true. But at the same time, Texas does, like, what's the appropriate way for them to do something? Like, this stuff is happening in their state. You can't just sit idly by and fight them at every turn if they want to implement something, because it's something that it affects them specifically. Like, I might not understand it here, like in LA, but I'm not there, looking across the border and like with no barriers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know. It's one of those things in which, like, I would love for them to turn down words like invasion, because from what I think and when I hear it, that just turns me off completely. Like, right, like I will tune you out. Like, I'll get the Soonie face, and like if you start with like we're getting invaded, then everything else, like anything else you could say after that, could be 100% true.
You just want them to just use encroachment.
or just something, right? That's not, because that's a word that I think a lot of people on the left get hung up on, because like you're treating these people, you're dehumanizing them, you're saying that they're invading you, or they're doing this, they're doing that, right? That's what people on the left get hung up on, and won't actually listen to policy or even make it harder for them to claim asylum.
So you're saying because of the way they're wording it,
Yeah,
that people like on your side are going to be less likely to understand what's the true purpose of what they're trying to do, because they're triggered by a word. See, this is
yeah, very much so.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like, I think
written in the Constitution.
Yeah, and I think it deserves an emotional response. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we need to dumb it down. I get what you're saying in the sense of there's just some people who are going to be hung up on the word.
Because everybody on the left, or like people on the left, think everybody's coming across is somebody who is trying to escape some horrible violence, right? They have no better place to go than America, right? Like, even if they're coming from Central America, they'll pass through every single country on the way up, even Mexico itself, and keep on going, right, till they get to us, because they think that things are that dire wherever they're coming from that they need some sort of help, and we're here to help them.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I understand, because you're speaking for your side, right?
Yeah.
So it's important to hear what you're saying, because I hear that, like, you understand, right? Because you're able to like move past just a word.
Yeah.
But see, I think you're the exception sometimes, and that's why it's taken us so long to get somebody that has a different view from us on this show, that doesn't burst into tears when their feelings get hurt, or we disagree with them or anything like that. Like, you are a very easy person to talk to, whether we agree or disagree. But like I was saying before, I think this particular issue deserves an emotional response, because it's so grave what it's doing to our country. You see what I'm saying? And if you get hung up, and I'm not talking about you personally, but if you're the type of person that gets hung up on a word and then you just can't tune out, I'm not sure you're smart enough to understand the rest of it anyway. So me changing a word for you to better receive the information, I think is like a pointless effort.
Yeah, and it's like, I get what you're saying, but those kind of words is what riles up the base, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Using sanctuary cities, right, to think that, and then painting every single liberal city as being infested with, illegals and crime-ridden hellholes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they paint certain imagery which helps them get reelected, and it's good for drumming up support in the base, but it turns other people off,
right? Like when they say like Trump raped a woman, or Trump grabbed them by the pussy, like that type of wording. See, like that side like complains about like, oh, you guys are using harsh wording, and then they like take all that shit out of context. You know what I mean?
I say this all the time, and I know people are tired of hearing me say it. When you start to concede language, you lose grip of reality. You lose the ability to even enforce legislation when words can mean this, that, and the third, or hey, it's too harsh. Let's concede language here. Let's put this word here. When this word can invoke a completely different response than this. I agree with Mo. I get it. People don't like the word. It's painting all people as this thing, I think. But I think that goes to her point that she made earlier. If you are going to be that dumb to say that all these people are coming here committing crimes and being rapists and being murderers, then you already don't even need to be at the table for this discussion. It needs to be brilliant minds who understand there are people who are coming over here and doing these crimes. It's happening. We're watching it. There are people who are looking for an opportunity. But those people need to come here through the proper channels.
Yeah.
It's like, it's that simple.
An interesting thought. I'm see if this is true. Like, how do you, when you think of Mexico, right? Or like, you know, what do you see it as, Mo or Soonie? Yeah. Like economy wise and like life wise, like what do you see it as?
So coming from somebody who used to like live very close to the border in San Diego, it's weird because I at the time I lived there was never this like Mexico's the enemy, you know, like it wasn't like that, right? Like we were like, hey, we'd go to Mexico. It was fine. People would come over the border. They'd go back. But now we know all this other stuff that's going on. Now I just view them as, and I don't want to say I view the entire country because like I listen to a lot of like international news and I hear the president of Mexico and how he speaks, right? And he's very much in line with Trump and things that he would like to do. I hate to paint this broad brush, but it just seems like Mexico's out of control. I don't know what's going on there. It's out of control. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. But you have to understand Mexico is more than just the border cities, and there's more than just Mexicans coming over the border, right?
Right.
We have people from all countries coming across the border, from China, you know, whatever. Like, yes, Mexico is the point of entry, but what is going on in Mexico that they cannot control what's happening on their side?
Right.
I mean, you too?
What about you? Because you live in I mean, I know you live in LA. You're not close to a border, but
see, it's like after taking this trip, right? Like, and anytime I go to Mexico, I realize that like there is a thriving economy, right? And like first off, they walk around with like these AKs, which my wife is like, why are they walking around, you know, with like these giant ass guns? I'm like, it's intimidation, right? And also like it helps us feel that we're safe because we have this image that things are out of control there. And you will hear about, you know, something happening, right? You'll hear about like, you know, a drug, you know, the narcos coming up on somewhere in Cancun on a beach, right? And like, you know, some Americans getting injured. You'll hear about those sensationalized stories, but it just seems like a lot of the country, at least to me, from how I perceive it, is a thriving place. And I guess that perhaps is a view that people on the right might have, thinking that, you know, things are fine in Mexico. People have opportunities there. There's no reason why, you know, because the ones sound like somebody, but the ones that are coming, you're right. Like, you know, a lot of people there is a lot of there is a thriving economy in Mexico, but you're passing all that up to come here. Why? What could possibly be here, right? And I think people on the left that want to let everybody in see Mexico as being a complete hellhole and that there's no opportunities there.
No, it's not. There's beautiful parts of Mexico.
Right. But I think people on the left, though, see it as that. And that's why they're so compassionate in trying to have every single person come across the border that is giving themselves up because they think that there's no opportunity there at all in Mexico for them to take advantage of.
Yeah. They think that everybody's living in squalor. You know, if you go to Mexico, I remember like when I used to go, and again, I'm just speaking about if you go to like Tijuana, Mexico, okay? Just FYI, Mexico, the country, is huge. There's Mexico City, you know, there's Monterrey. gorgeous, gorgeous places. You're hardly going to see poverty in those places. But obviously, if you're going to Tijuana or El Paso, or I'm sorry, Juarez, you know, you're going to see the poverty there. Okay. Now you were in a touristy place. So of course it's going to look thriving to you because it's touristy, right?
I mean, it wasn't like I can see and I can look around and see like there are issues, but I don't know. It just seems like there is opportunity. Like two things can be true, like we said, like, right? Like it can be squalor and opportunity. Yeah.
Well, no, let me say this. The Mexican people are incredible when it comes to making something out of nothing. Okay. When you go to Mexico and other countries where welfare systems don't exist, okay, you really see how creative people get to be able to live and support their families when the government is not paying for them to live, right? And you can see that when you go to touristy places, they're selling everything. I mean, beautiful, like hand-painted plates, jewelry, you know, mosaics, paintings. The Mexican people are extremely crafty, okay? Which is why when they do come over here, the Mexican labor workers build the most beautiful houses. The quality is incredible because these people are hard workers. That is all a fact. But again, you know, we're just thinking about Mexicans. There are other people coming across the border and they're using Mexico as their point of entry. And that's what Trump has been saying all along. Liberals, if you're listening, okay? When he said they're not bringing their best, you know, Nikki said it in the comments, the cartel does run the country. That is a fact. That's not like a Trump, you know, like idea. That is a fact. The cartel runs. If you ask anybody in Mexico and you ask them who runs your country, they're going to say the cartels.
Oh, very much so. I just beg to differ with what Trump said about they're not sending their best. I took it to mean that when you put it in comparison, right? Like he was talking about H1, maybe not H1N1, but whatever B1 visa, whatever visas he was talking about, right? Like people that other countries exporting their tech jobs, right? Or like those who are in those white collar positions, letting them come here on their visas, right? I think he meant to say that, or he was saying that the people that are coming here aren't necessarily those that are working these high paying jobs that will grow the American economy. Could it be wrong? Right. Yeah. Because if you look on the other, okay, I'm not going to go down that road, but like, right. No. Okay. Yes. Anybody going to go with me?
Where are we going?
No. I was just saying, I was going to go down another path, but I don't want to keep on talking. But I was saying though, like he was just simply saying that those that are coming here aren't the ones that are in those those, I don't want to say brightest minds, but that's what he was trying to say.
Oh no, I think he was distinctly saying criminals and cartel people.
I don't think he was saying that. I'll defend him on that, and I don't think he was saying that they're saying that they're cartels, and I think he was saying that the ones that are coming over aren't the ones that are working the those high tech jobs or that will grow American innovation or, you know, come over here so we can be the leaders in whatever industry.
Soonie, you're the tiebreaker. What do you see?
Oh gosh, why do I got to be a tiebreaker? What? That is like an immense amount of pressure.
Because I don't defend Trump often, but I don't think he was talking about cartels. I think that was convenient for the left to believe.
I agree with both of you guys here. Unfortunately, I do. I do think he was talking about not sending your best. Unfortunately. I do think he was talking about not sending your best when it comes to the cartel. And I do think he was talking about not sending your best when it comes to like how you're going to contribute to this country. Although I'm against multiculturalism, right? This country is not. So if you are going to send people here, then you should be sending the ones that are actually intellectually capable of contributing and reading and interpreting our Constitution the way an American would. It's just what it is.
Oh dear God, something just happened to me. Sorry. I just realized I'm like, damn, liberals suck. Because the flip side of that is the ones
I
that
think we call that a breakthrough moment, ladies and gentlemen.
from the aspect of the ones that he was talking about, right? Like brightest minds. Well, the flip side of that, liberals will say, well, they're sending over ones that will take the jobs, that will pick the fruit and like work in the hotels for so we see them as being essentially like the help
Yes.
right. So in that defense of saying that people are coming over here and we'll have nobody to clean our hotel rooms or pick our fruit, that's fucking racist. I'm sorry. That's the liberal comeback.
Who was it that said that? The girl on the reel? She said that.
Yeah. Wow. Sorry, breakthrough. Boom. Okay.
It's true. And it can't be interpreted that way.
Yeah.
Does that mean they mean it that way? May or may not.
Right.
But the way they word it, the way they go about things, you are the help. We need your help.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Send your best. Okay. Send brilliant minds. Block out the crime. But I understand both sides of the argument. If you talk to someone in Mexico, they will tell you like, hey, this is not the best place to be. I'm here because I got to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they love their country, but do they want to be there? I know way too many Mexicans that are just not interested. I do. One of my really good friends, Oscar L. Blue, he does coverage over there 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Oscar got held up by gunpoint by the cartel.
Mm-hmm.
He's never been the same. Never been the same. The person that I knew is not the person who he is now. And it's not in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
He is just far more, I think, more in tune with his surroundings. He understands
We got to
the
have him in
environment
the
there.
show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just talking to him the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So I get both sides of the argument.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what Mo is saying, and I understand what Jaron is saying. But the problem is our Congress doesn't understand what both sides of the argument are saying in a very sensible manner.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides want to galvanize the most emotional aspects of our country, which is you're a racist, you're a xenophobe. You don't want these people here because you think less than them, right? And that's on this side. Oh, no, I don't want them here because they're not American. It is what it is. Go back to your own country,
Mm-hmm.
which is something I would say. But I'm also saying it because I know that they're not sending their best here. People in Africa, let's think about this. Now, because the Senegalese people, and I just read this article, they found Senegalese illegals holed up in a New York construction site.
Mm-hmm.
There were over 50 beds in there of these people just living there. Okay. Those people are coming here illegally. So here's what I'll say. The people who are coming here illegally, they're not sending their best. I'm sorry. I'm going to make that assumption and I'm going to indict those groups of people. The people that spend the money to come here the right way, that is the best. That is the best.
Soonie saying, send your Carlos Slims to us. Only Carlos Slims.
And you know what? I just want to say one thing. And I know people like get like, oh, they just do the cleaning jobs, the maid jobs, the cook jobs, the lawn people jobs. Did you ever stop to think that they like to do that type of work? Because, you know, when they come here, they're not like blind to the fact that they have access to the education system and they can go get other jobs, especially if they come over here legally. Okay. Yeah. They can get into the education. The Africans do it. You know, Dallas has a huge African population. And if you talk to every African Indians here, every Indians, every single one of them are in some type of medical school or science that they're going to school for because they're taking full advantage of everything. But, you know, the Mexican people and I will say the Mexican people, because I can't speak for every Latin culture, right? But for the most part, this pretty much applies to all of us. We're workers. We work. That's what we like to do. We like to work. Yes, some of us want to be doctors and lawyers and all this other stuff, but there's a certain satisfaction that we grow up serving and working with our hands and creating, right? So that's just part of the culture. And I say that because I know a lot of people that are in those trades, right? Like my best friend, her mom has been cleaning houses. She's been in the United States. She's been a maid. Her dad's a cook. They like that work.
There was somebody we went to high school with in Orange County, and she was she was the person that would come and clean all the houses, but they were like really nice houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she was driving like the best level of expedition. Like it was like the Eddie Bauer at the time.
Mm-hmm.
She was driving that. Her kid had Jordans all the time, but he was embarrassed. He would go to everybody else, but he was embarrassed that his mom was the one cleaning everybody's houses.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, she was getting paid in cash and getting paid a lot of money, and they weren't,
Yeah.
it wasn't cheap. Her business wasn't.
Right.
But it didn't have that notoriety, I guess, of like having one of those high paying jobs doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
But because like we're walking the beach, like people are picking up cans. Like I can imagine myself walking, being like 5'2" with like a 10-year-old, swaddled to
Right.
me, and like walking up and down the beach in the hot sun, picking up cans. I can imagine that for my life.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, if that's what you know and you're coming here, that's probably what you're going to go into because that's what you do well.
You do well. And they do it really well.
Yeah.
It don't matter what type of restaurant you go to. There's a Mexican cooking in it.
I just want to show off my craftiness that I purchased when I was down. This is the best buck I
Your
ever spent.
maracas.
That and then a $70 candle that I ordered the wrong one of. So let me show this up real quick.
$70.
Yeah, because it was also included shipping. Because shipping to America would have been $150. So I had to have them drive it to where we're at. So
And that was a Mexican candle?
yeah, from because we got one handed to us by our wedding planner on our wedding day, so we went back to the same place we got married in, and I was trying to be romantic, and I ordered the candle. Me being a man, I don't know scents, so I ordered the gardenia candle. Apparently, the one we have at home is a Nardo candle, so I got the wrong one. So I was trying to be romantic, and I fucked up.
Me and Soonie love candles, by the way. We're candle connoisseurs.
Yeah, it's a good smell. I mean, it's not it's bad. It's it's nice. It has velas y esencias.
Esencias. Velas. I love it. What?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's how I habla español.
Right? Kick a little Espanol for us there, Jaron.
And this is the $10 inflatable right here.
Of what?
It's just an inflatable. It's one of them rings to go in the ocean. It says $10 right here. $10.
Man, they done got you. They really snow over the tourism over there.
That's what I'm saying. It was an expensive ass trip. It ain't a poor place.
It was beautiful though. I saw your pictures and like the videos you were posting. I was like, oh my gosh, Mexican beaches, nothing beats it.
But we went to I didn't know there was two sides. There was the Pacific and the Caribbean.
Oh, Sunny's gonna disagree. Okinawa beaches.
Anything over here is 10 times more beautiful.
How far are you? Forgive me for my ignorance, but how far are you from Thailand?
Thailand. I think Thailand is like a 4 or 5 hour flight.
Because we went to Krabi and like Phuket, and like those are beautiful beaches over there.
Yeah,
like PP Islands. Yeah, is it like that over where you're at, or?
Yeah, I live on an island. It's just tropical.
Those are the best. 24/7. Like the water's green.
Lucky her.
It's like what I mean? But like it's not like nasty. It's like clear and green and like blue.
Yeah,
and,
super blue. Yeah,
and like the sand is white and there's not like dog shit in it.
Like Mexico. Now
I mean, it's LA. Any beaches here. Beaches suck in California.
Oh gosh, yeah, they're disgusting. I would never go in a beach in California.
They're too damn cold in the first place. Like,
yeah, the beaches in California, the beaches on the Pacific side of this island
suck.
It's freezing. We don't go on the Pacific side. No, we stay right over here on the China Sea.
I'll tell you that's why Florida is better than California. Like they have much better beaches, much better. The Panhandle, beautiful.
Yeah.
Go to anywhere. Yeah, but those beaches though. Phew.
Yeah.
If I could have California politics and Florida beaches in one place, I'll be happy.
Man.
You know what?
Well, I have a funny subject.
Dude, just when I like Jaron, because I'm like, he's coming around, then he goes and says some shit like that. And I'm just like, what?
What? I'm combining both. I'm combining both the very best of two states,
Give him grace. Isn't that what you told me? Give him grace. Just
I give him grace. I give him grace. I'm just saying. It's like what we were talking about earlier. I love you too. Yeah. It was just like earlier when we were talking about Katt Williams, and I was like, dude, I be listening to Katt Williams, and I'm like, what the hell is he saying? Same thing with Orlando Brown. I'm like, man. what? And then they
Oh.
say one thing and it just brings it all together. And I'm just like, how did that all just make sense right now?
Yo, you see that Orlando Brown video?
I didn't see a video. I
got
saw
a
an
bunch.
interview.
Which one?
It's a new one that just came out. Let me see real quick. If I can
I saw an interview with him. I watched the whole thing where he was basically like all of a sudden taking on all these different personalities. And the guy was like, how do you know this? And he's like, I'm Jesus. And he was just like, I was like, what?
Yeah. He said that in the video as well. I forgot about that. But he talked about how Diddy and all of them were like, how he's apparently he was going down the list of
He's
who
been
he's
talking
ran
about
through.
that.
And then at the end, he said though that he's like God's son or some such.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the same interview where he was talking about like that they're doing like surgical replacements of people's faces. And so like the interview was asking him like, who's this person? And he's like, oh, that's Raven Simone. Like that's not, he's
taking
crazy.
advantage of crazy people.
He's crazy.
Yes.
What if Kanye and Orlando Brown are like really the sane ones and we're all crazy? And,
Okay.
like, they know, what if,
Right.
what if
Like
what they're saying is actually true?
Like a beautiful mind. Well, okay. I made a post over the weekend and I was like, the more I think about it, because I was thinking like, okay, Katt Williams has been called crazy. Wendy Williams has been called crazy.
Yeah.
Kanye has been called
no,
crazy.
you're not.
Britney has been called crazy. Orlando Brown has been called crazy. Who else? There's been other people. Anyways, what if the only way you can survive in Hollywood and tell the truth is you've got to act crazy? And they figured it out.
No. Hollywood will paint you as being crazy once you try to expose it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on that, like a lot of things that the right says about Hollywood, it's true. I would say 100%. I think they go a little bit too far and thinking every single person is like that. But like, no, there's some stuff that does happen. Like you see with Weinstein, right? You see it over and over again. There is some sort of pay to play-ness in order to get that level of fame. And once you start speaking out about it, then you're crazy. Like, because
Right.
you've broken that truce.
But that's what I'm saying is like, if you don't act crazy while you're delivering that information, then you're going to die. You're going to be killeried. Okay. But if you act crazy, then Hollywood just writes you off as, oh, like they're crazy. Like, don't listen to them, make a documentary about you, show the world just how crazy you really are. Right.
It's 100% a place for predators though. Like,
Yeah.
it very, very much. I mean, because it's power and everybody, you have the power to give people what they want. And if you want it that badly, you'll do anything. So people in turn will take advantage of that.
Agreed. Oh Lord. Sooney's trying to trigger me with this. Why the politics of Republicans?
I'm not. This is an op-ed piece. I felt like it went in line. We're still talking about, we're moving away from the Mexicans and the borders. And
Okay.
I just wanted to show even more how insufferable Democrats can truly be. Apparently, if you agree with the politics of the Republican as a Latino, that suggests that you would love to be white. So
It's
what's
not just
happening to
Latinos,
you
though. Not
guys?
just Latinos.
No, it's not, but they're finally
Yeah.
getting their shine.
Yeah.
This is a whole headline. Listen, it was Uncle Tom's for years.
Mhm.
And now you niggas is getting a little, I like it. Y'all sharing a little bit of the, the heat with us. It was the Uncle Tom's, it was the Coons, the Sambos, and now it's y'all.
All right.
So
So
he says it's
they haven't given us a name. Have they given us a name? Like you guys get the Sambos and the Uncle Toms. Like
What do you mean by you guys?
you guys.
Oh my goodness. You know what? Can you please give me better words? Because I tuned you out after that. I'm sorry.
Like you
the
two. down here.
microaggression.
I've been microly aggressed, so I'm leaving.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
gosh. You and the word, Libby. Libby's like, can you please change your wording so it doesn't offend me?
Yeah, I don't like that.
So apparently, as our country gears up for another racially fraught presidential election, many political observers are wondering whether the roughly 30% of Latinos who voted for Donald Trump in 2016 will once again support, in 2020, will once again support a Republican candidate who is openly xenophobic and anti-Latino.
Oh
The
my.
answer is very likely yes, because many of these Latinos want to be white, but not in the way you are thinking.
Oh, okay. Oh, Latino
Ready?
puzzle. Okay. Explain it to me.
To understand this puzzle, we must transform our understanding about whiteness in America. Most people view white people as a group. What? I'm sorry. I've been
As the-
drinking.
As a
Okay,
group whose
sorry.
membership,
Whose membership
As a group whose
depends-
membership depends on skin color and other observable traits, but there's a more telling and perhaps more accurate way of thinking about this group as one whose membership is based on an ideological way of thinking, a worldview that demands both hierarchy and domination of others.
I can I talk?
Go for it.
This is about my people.
But it's kind of but it kind of
Don't
applies
encroach
to.
on my spaces, Jaron. Don't encroach on
Sorry,
my
it's not
spaces.
an invasion, okay?
These are Latinx issues.
You know what? Don't you un-DEI hire me. No, but I honestly agree, and I agree because that happens from at least from what I see from my left perch is the fact that a lot of times those who don't want to associate with being seen as a monolith want to break off and kind of denigrate everybody. Like you see that specifically with Latinos who don't want to be considered Mexican, right? Because it seems like the way they view Mexicans in certain Latinx groups are like, the bottom, right? Right. And you don't want to be associated with that.
Right.
So you go to the opposite side and you carry yourself in such a way where you're not lumped in with that group. Same thing with Black people, I feel.
Yeah. I get pissed when somebody thinks I'm Mexican.
Right. And I think the same thing happens with Black people, in which like it comes with that idea of, it might not be necessarily wanting to be white, but it comes with the idea of not wanting to be a part of that monolith that from the outside people see you as, and then want to associate every negative trait or every, trait that they have of that particular group upon you.
Yeah. I mean,
who wrote this op-ed? Was it written by a Latin person saying that Latins who do this want to be white?
yes, it was.
Of course
Yes,
it was. And you know what's so stupid about that? So like when you talk to a lot of Latinos, they love, I saw Western Europe written somewhere in here. The Latinos love to go to Europe. Okay. Like this is what cracks me up is they love all the opulence of Europe and going to Paris and going to England, whatever. Okay. But don't refer to them as anywhere close to Western European. We are Latinos, we're whatever, we're Puerto Rican, we're Brazil, whatever it is. They don't want you to confuse them, but it's just so hypocritical. It is so hypocritical. I've had Latinos say to me like, "You're a Trump supporter. Do you know what he's doing to our people?" And I'm like, "Do you know what he's doing to our people?" Like, do you know what Joe Biden is doing to our people? Come on, miss me with that. This article is dumb.
Yeah, so it further goes into what Republican Latinos today are reacting to is the prevailing and accurate understanding of Latinos as a mostly progressive, democratic-leaning, and genuinely aggrieved group. Latino Republicans aspire to be the kind of Latino that thinks that racial and ethnic minorities, especially Black people, complain too much, who think that women should be seen, not heard, who believe we are being overrun by law-breaking illegal immigrants, conversation we just had, who feel that homosexuals and transgender individuals are unnatural, and so on. It is an ideological.
That's such a small percentage, though, of like.
Is it?
You know
is
what?
It really?
No, it's not. Okay, hold on. Put that back up there. I need to read what that said. First of all, Latinos, if complaining could earn us a living, we would do it. Okay. Seen, not heard. That's like every Latin man is like that. Okay. I don't know who this person, see, this is the person that uses the term Latinx. What they're describing here is that's not a Republican thing. That is our culture.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm part of the sorry, I got triggered.
Here you go.
There was a billboard that that I saw driving down. My wife saw it too, but you know how liberal I am, right? Like I'm like cool, whatever. But driving down, the billboard said the term is not Latino. It's something like whatever it
Latinx.
was. Yeah, Latinx, and it's like you are the problem. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, so I'm the problem
even-
because I don't understand. Like, you know, now I understand that the O is masculine, A is feminine, so X is just, you know,
Yeah.
happy holidays, right? so it's yeah, but to label somebody the problem though, like because they don't understand that's where the left goes way too far.
Yeah.
And like, and that's the same thing what's in this article. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's such a small percentage that might have that view, right? But you're taking that and you're highlighting a certain group of, you know, the community to say that just because they, you know, are Republicans now, they want to be white, right?
Right.
Like, there might be other reasons. There could be other reasons for them aligning with the Republican Party, and that's a way to tune people out. That's a way for the left to tune people out and saying that, you know, you are just trying to be white, just like the right says you're too woke or you're too communist, you know, because you're on the left.
Yeah. This article's crazy, Soonie. You got to send this to me so I can read the whole thing.
Yeah, I kind of was like, you know what? Finally, Mo will understand what I go through.
I understand the black struggle. Is that what you're saying?
Like, not that. Let's not go that far. Let me stop.
Nothing.
Nothing compares.
I do. So
Nothing.
look, I am not sensitive about race. I don't necessarily believe in the quote unquote mainstream black experience. And I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. But there is an experience, and we talked about this a couple shows ago, that black people do have due to them being told this is not their country of origin.
Mhm.
I think that right there and that experience alone is what separates us
Mm,
from all Americans,
right.
period. And I thought this article was interesting because when you don't want to be a part of the collective, you are deemed white.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I grew up, you don't want to smoke weed because I was so against weed.
Yeah.
I'm not smoking
Me too.
weed. This is the dumbest thing ever. You guys are you're drinking, and look at me. You're drinking. You're over there smoking weed. You're putting things in your body, right? Oh, you're a square. How come you don't want to do this? And it was just that at that time, it's just like, yo, this is not my thing. But that automatically made me white. The fact that I spoke proper English, like I literally got bullied into being ghetto.
Yeah.
And now,
I got told I wasn't cool.
dude,
I wasn't
now,
cool. Yeah.
I can't, you know, like I cannot shake that side of me because it's so fucking ingrained.
Yeah.
My husband, what did I say to him? There was something we were texting about. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, where you went? Like, you didn't even tell me where you went. So I texted him where you went. And he put, ew. Why are you talking like that? Right?
Oh.
Because instead of saying, where did you go? Like, I don't know where you are. Where are you? I said, where you went. And he was just like, bro.
I would have been.
I
so
have
upset.
moments where I go back to that.
You can do both.
Dude.
You can do both and do both well.
No, I would get so upset because that's so improper. Like where you went. What was it?
I say, why come? You know,
Why
like, it's just,
come?
But that's part of you though. See, that's part of who Soonie is as well. Like, you know, she's a multifaceted woman.
Yes, for sure.
I wish I had a little, you know, I wish I knew like the terminology sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I'll never forget. I was deemed as white. So, okay. The first day of high school, Soonie, first day, 9th grade, walking in, ready to make new friends, whatever, you know? And like, I'm walking past like, you know, other black kids, right? A little bit older than I am because I was a freshman. And then every time I walk past a black man, they'd be like that, you know? And I would miss it every single time. So I wouldn't do anything.
Right.
So I missed the nod so many times that like I got like X'd out within the first week
Yeah.
of high school. So I was relegated to being white ever since the first week of high school because I didn't get the nod. I missed it. And it was just like I would freeze up though, you know what I mean? Because I never got the nod before, you know.
That's like the brother nod. That's like the nod.
Right,
Like,
yeah, like I was supposed to be cool. Like I wasn't cool.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So that was my thing. So I just, you know, I didn't try
that's
that.
that's funny because I had the exact opposite, dude.
Oh, really?
I went to a white school and I was out. I was like a fish out of water. I begged my mom, like, I cannot go to this school. These people do not understand me. I used to get so irritated. They'd be like, "Oh my god, let me touch your braid," and at that point, I'm like, "Don't touch my hair.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you?"
That's weird.
Now
Your
I still
braid?
take offense to it, but I get that. Okay, maybe you haven't seen braids before, and you really think they're pretty.
Yeah.
Let me
Right.
not
Yeah.
get sensitive about this. So it's okay.
I like you said.
But back
I like how you said
then,
that. Yeah.
I hated it. I hated people like, "You're white." That was like the ultimate insult you could ever say to me. Do not say that to me. But it was because of the environment I grew up in. My
Yeah.
folks, they're pretty bigoted. We don't have very nice things to say about white folks.
Mm.
And it is what it is, but
Because
I have the
stuff that happened to
experience
them.
of both.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of that. It's my mother
Yeah.
grew up in the civil rights era. She went to school in Virginia.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And back then, they were still very much so, segregated. They were.
I think, and I think I'm not. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Right, is that why you have your view that you do, right? Because like you're so closely connected to it that you saw your parents or your parents had experienced it, right?
Mhm.
And like that's why it offends you when you see other people trying to claim that struggle for themselves.
It does, because I did see my mom experience certain things. I did hear stories. Now, my grandmother, I don't remember her ever really talking about like plantations and being a slave. Like that was just never a conversation. But because that was so ingrained in me from a very young age, I tell them all the time, dude, Martin Luther King Day was an event. You were at church all day. Okay. Black History Month was an event all day, every day. We're learning about Black history. So when I see people that are my age and sometimes a little older decide to attach this like sense of slavery, it's like, bro, you did not experience that. You did not experience being hosed down with fire hydrants and fire. Like, you didn't have dogs sicked on you. You weren't put in jail for no reason. So when I see Black people adopt these ideologies that they didn't experience, I didn't even go through it, and I'm insulted. Like, how dare you? To me, that cheapens what people before me even experienced, what they fought for, because contrary to belief, they did fight to be called Americans. And who am I to piss on their graves and say, well, no, I'm not. Like, I can't, no. So yes, it does bother me.
Yeah.
Very much so. It gets under my skin. It bothers me when my mother does it.
I have a serious question to ask both of you, because this was a conversation I had. But before I do, I just want everybody in the comments to know, you see how they do me? This was supposed to be a moment about Latinos, and they just made it a Black thing. They just like, you see how Black people do this? They
dominate the airwaves.
That's what we do.
This was like, I had like a brief moment, to shine as a Latino, and all of a sudden we're talking about the Black experience. I just
You know why we're talking about it? Because we built this. That's why. We built this.
No, but real talk though. So I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who's Black, and he said, we were talking about something that happened at his work, right? And I don't remember specifically the context of the conversation. It was like they were having like a company meeting or whatever. And I think he is maybe one of 2 or 3 Black people at his entire office, right? And so he said to me, as a Black man, when I walk into a room, there's a sense of like a weight because people are expecting you to be a certain way as a Black man. So Soonie, since I have a woman here too, I want to know, is that a similar sentiment that you guys both share? Being Black, when you walk into a room where you're like maybe the only person or whatever. And I'm not talking like, I'm not asking this, understand, from like a white guilt. I know
what you mean.
How can we make you feel more comfortable in a room?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm curious. Like, do you both really like if you walk into a room and you're like the only Black person or whatever, do you feel like a weight of people instantly going to you to say, okay, is she going to be like, I think she's going to be.
Yeah. That's definitely an experience. I think people are almost, I think I was somewhere. I can't remember. I was somewhere and I started speaking And someone said,
Mm.
"You are so articulate." In my brain, I was just like,
Yeah.
"What the hell did you expect?" You
I
know, I
knew
was
you was
talking
going there.
about. I think I was talking about legislation or something in line with politics, and I didn't have what I guess I didn't talk the way they thought most Black people talk, which to their defense, this is the only thing that's showcased. So when that happened to me, and honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I still take it personal because to me, you're just assuming that I'm an idiot.
Right.
You don't expect me to be able to talk. And the fact you are so articulate, like a lot of Black people are articulate. What do you mean?
You know what I didn't like. See, back in 2008, when a young Barack Obama was coming on the stage, what you heard from the left a lot of times from a lot of white Democrats is that, oh, he's so articulate. He's a rising star. He's so articulate. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, so like the only reason you want to vote for him is because he's articulate. And like, that was the most insulting thing. Like they thought they were, giving us like a little nod, you know what I mean? But like, no, that was the most insulting thing to hear was that like, it's a different kind of subtleness or racism, I would say, right? Like between, to me, Democrats and conservatives, like Democrats will talk down to you. Liberals will talk down to you from that perch of like thinking that they're, like we talked about, people coming across the border, right? Like they're thinking they're helping you out because they have this privilege, right?
Yeah.
So it comes from that aspect, whereas people on the right will just not like you.
Say it.
Right, straight to your face. Let you know that they don't like you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't. I think this is why a lot of Black people do watch me, because I don't hide the experiences that I've had on the right. I've been called the N-word. I've been told you're too urban or you're ghetto or you speak way too much slang. I had one person say, "Don't ghetto speak me." I don't think I've ever felt as offended ever since that moment where this white woman who was Republican told me don't ghetto speak her, and I was speaking proper vernacular. I was not speaking in a way that she couldn't understand. And I've never let that story go. In fact, that still bothers me to this day. Because what the hell is ghetto speak? And why do we constantly equate ghetto-ness with Black when there's white people that are ghetto? Rednecks are ghetto as fuck.
But that's not ghetto. That's not ghetto though. So that's ghetto fashion Americana right there.
I see what you mean by that. Yeah, I mean
it is though, right? Like it's the same equivalent on both sides, right? But one is going to be ghetto if you use what they call Ebonics, or whatever, like, But I mean, Cajuns have their whole dialect, right? And dropping words. Nobody says anything about that. That's normal. Like people who live, down deep south, right? There's certain regional vernacular but it seems like it's widely accepted when it's from the South, whereas it's from the inner city, it's ghetto.
I don't take it personal anymore. I used to. I would internalize a lot of these things, and like it's probably been honestly like a year or two since I finally was just like, you know what? Maybe they're just not used to seeing someone like me who can blend in both places. Maybe they're just used to seeing people who are going to do nothing but talk down, which is what you mostly get from a Black conservative. They're going to show their disdain for the culture. Versus me, I do have an affinity for the culture because I grew up in the culture. I'm a product of this culture, right? I understand the negative aspects of it, and we should definitely call it out. But I also understand how the culture could be used for good. So instead of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, it's like, I'm going to condemn this because this doesn't represent me. But I'm also going to say, look, you like hip hop? Listen to some Bryson Gray. Listen to some Tyson James. They're dope hip hop artists. You can even go down the line. I don't like Lecrae, but hey, Lecrae. Child like CeCe. I'm a big fan of J. Cole. These are positive rappers who were having something to say. Listen to that. Instead of just being like, oh, rap is bad, and this is ghetto, and this, that, and the third, and I don't want to be associated. don't come from that angle.
You
It's
can
it's not productive.
right. You can share in the experience still, and also have a political viewpoint that's not of what you think that most people of that experience would have, right?
Mm.
Like you can have, and I think that's what's missing in a lot of it. Like people who will go to the right, like especially to talk about the Black community, the Latinx community, right? They will go to the right, but also disparage and just talk poorly upon everybody else of that same group, which I think turns that's what I don't like. Like I don't care if you don't align with me politically, but once you start talking, you become a mouthpiece, and you become the voice to disparage everybody else that looks like you, then that's what I take issue with.
That's crazy. These conversations happen organically, but they also segue into the next subject, because there was a situation that just happened like this on social media where a white person who is just so happens to be conservative shared a video of these young white women literally dancing, fully clothed,
Oh yeah,
having fun. This is at Mardi Gras. I think it's Mardi Gras going on right now, and they're college kids dancing, but because they're dancing to hip hop music, it somehow became an issue. So I'm gonna read the caption before I play the video, but this guy says, "I would never entertain the idea of engaging with any female who worshipped Black culture. It's beyond my ability to understand how this is attractive. I look at it no differently than being trans." And I felt insulted because I was born like this. Contrary to how these people feel, you had to take a pill, get a surgery, and put something on external. I didn't do that. I am this way every day I wake up, and I'm sorry, but I can't turn it off and I can't take it off. So you comparing that to me?
Why am I agreeing with you again for? But I hate that. Like when people say liken the struggle for gay equality, right, with being Black. No, it's not. It's not the same thing. Don't draw that comparison, because it's not.
They love to hijack it though.
They do. But
Yeah, no, it's not the same thing. Like I support you and 100% do you, but don't do that.
here's the video, and we'll go into the comments. And I thought it was cute. To be honest with you. Like, ooh, they got rhythm. Let me find out.
What's up with those pants?
Oh, come on now. Oh, let's go, Blue Tongue. Hey. Hey. Yeah.
So I'm gonna let this play.
They look like fun. They look like fucking.
They look like they're having fun, right?
So
I'm
much
gonna let
fun.
this play in the background. But there were so many people that were just disturbed by the fact that they were dancing to what they deemed, Black culture, and I was just like, why do you really dislike Black people this much, or like what the fuck is it? Because
it's
everybody's a criminal, everybody's a Democrat. Everybody's going to cry about race. When I say everybody, I'm talking about the Black community. Everybody's going to be BLM. If you have an opinion that differs from the right, you're automatically liberal. Like, what is the problem? What is the problem? I didn't find any. They are fully clothed.
They're having fun. But
what is the problem?
Because when you see this type of woman as being fully pure and wholesome and without fault, right, and just pure virgins, this is seen as being corrupted, right? Like they those are the people who want women just to be the stay-at-home servants. I feel the ones that have a problem with them just having fun like that.
Yeah.
I
I
honestly,
mean, these are young girls, like college girls or whatever. Like this is what we need more of.
Exactly.
Okay, we need more of this good, wholesome fun. I don't know.
Right.
They're line dancing, bro.
Yeah, they're line dancing. Like it's pretty dope.
but they're clothed, having fun. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and
Nobody's
this is not
grinding up on each
appropriation
other.
either. It's not appropriation. So we
No.
can take that off.
No.
It's
Because I honestly
funny
thought
that
that's
you
where
say that
I thought, oh,
because that's really
oh,
took.
damn. Oh, damn. I thought
Oh,
we
Lord.
escaped that one.
No. Oh my Lord.
It's funny that you say that. Blacks complain about cultural appropriation, but black entertainers thrive from white money. I am ardently against cultural appropriation. Whites must spiritually return to Europe. We have history, we have
Oh,
culture,
Hell yeah.
beauty, and tradition. We must embrace it. We don't need other cultures.
But can you play that video again though of like what the culture is, because that looks awful. No. The video
No,
of
this
like
one?
the other
Okay.
one when he said that's
Yeah.
that's what the culture is, because that looked.
But
I would rather
scroll
have
all
the other.
way.
I want those girls instead of yeah. Good Lord.
See, I definitely am not that culture.
But they're doing the same thing.
But I mean,
Did you not
looks-
just see them line dancing?
But again, but that's more conservative line dancing though. They're not having fun. They're like
That's conservative.
you need to look stiff. Honestly, like it's crazy how people think stiffness equates with wholesomeness.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know
God
what I mean?
forbid you move your body. God forbid you have
Yeah.
some rhythm. Yeah.
Like you're no, they're just having some fun.
Yeah, listen, and you know it's bad. You know it's bad when you have two of the most vocal people in this movement agreeing on this topic. And Bryson, in my opinion, is far more removed from, having, I guess, sensitivity behind these subjects. And even he was like, bro, what the heck? So he said, pro-white people fighting for the #1 spot on an oppression Olympics list while blaming everything on black people and Jews. Like his post on this subject, and I'll show his responses, but for us to be complaining about this, about you expressing an irritation with anything that is associated to blacks, the fact that you want to make all of us criminals, you want to make all of us like sensitive about race, you want to make all of us racist if we don't agree with how you're prefacing things. Like he even brought up Japanese women dancing to a Japanese song. Like hip hop music and hip hop dancing. I don't think that's a cultural appropriation. I think it's a cultural appreciation. I did a video on this not too long ago. There were Japanese people jigging to Tupac. I was over there like, whoa, happy to see it, because it was awesome to see another culture actually be able to dance, carry rhythm. Like I say it all the time. When I see white people with swag, I get excited.
Yo,
when I see a white boy that can rap, I'm like, what? Let me find out.
Video was when that girl was that older woman was rapping to Missy Elliott's, or doing karaoke to Work It.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was like in homegirl in the background with her cup of noodles. like things like that. It's fun, and I just have a problem with everybody thinking that like certain races should act a certain way. Like you can't encroach. Like we see that with country music, right? Like ever since Beyonce dropped, and there's a ton of black artists, very talented black artists within the country scene. And you take the banjo, right? Would you agree that the banjo is like a staple in country music? Well, that was fashioned after gourd instruments that African immigrants brought to the Appalachian Mountains, where a lot of those stories were told using the banjo, right? So like it's rooted primarily, or the use of the instruments rooted in Africa, but people want to act like black people have no, like that it's an invasion into country music. If we go inside there and start playing in that arena.
Yeah, it's funny because like when we talked about the Beyonce album, right? Like everybody's up in arms about that and just like, she's not a country artist. But as much as I don't really care for that song, okay, I like Beyonce's old stuff. But I mean, technically Beyonce is from Houston, born and bred. That's country.
But all country is storytelling over
Yeah.
a beat, right? That's lyrically story. Rap is wordplay, word association, right? Or wordplay. And country music is simply storytelling at in its purest form. They have no problem with people like Taylor Swift or Shania Twain, even Dolly Parton going pop, right? Like you can go out of country, but they want to safeguard it because that's so much of, the culture, I guess, that people have associated with being white, and that they want to protect that. And if you come inside of it, then you're taking it from us.
Right. Yeah. Invite the white girls to the cookout, y'all.
100%. They can come.
They invited to the cookout. Oh, my bad. It ain't my cookout. Sorry.
Just can't. They just cannot bring the potato salad. That's all.
Right? Because they're gonna put raisins in it.
Yeah, no. But you can come. You can come to your line dance, but don't bring the food though.
Dude, if hopefully somebody white is listening, why do y'all put raisins and shit like potato salad and like
strawberries, blueberries? Like
like why? What is that?
What's two things? So I went three things. I went fucking crazy for a fucking fluff salad. Yo,
fluff salad.
Fluff salad. But shit.
Is that like ambrosia salad?
Okay, so what this lady would do? She's like just very, very Betty Crocker home lady, right? You know what I mean? But she would take like these mandarin oranges and like put them into like a bowl with some ricotta cheese and whipped cream, and that was the best. It's called a fluff salad. I think some mayonnaise was in it too. Shit was good as hell.
Oh, nasty!
It was good as hell.
That is some white people stuff. It was
good as hell. Man, that was. I fucked up some fluff salad. I'm not gonna lie. I would thank you to my Orange County mom who introduced me to fucking fluff salad and peanut butter and butter sandwiches. Fucking fire.
It has what is it called? Marshmallows in it.
Oh yeah.
That's a fluff salad. It's basically ambrosia salad.
But it's just fucking fire. That and pimento cheese, love that too. It's
Ew, in a salad,
that.
that combination doesn't even sound right.
I never had one until I had a white person make me a pimento grilled cheese sandwich with some fried green tomatoes on it. Fire.
Okay, that doesn't sound terrible, but like Rocky Road. Now this looks good. Rocky Road fluff salad.
Fluff salad's where it's at though. But growing up though, there was one secret. Growing up, there was one secret ingredient.
My mouth is watering now, not because of the fluff salad, but like when we start talking about food.
But so growing up, there was one secret ingredient that like I grew up in Orange County and we were the only black family, right? So like when the moms would do the cookouts, whatever, they would have probably display their dishes like fried chicken, baked chicken, whatever like whatever salad they make. But there's always a secret ingredient they put in every single thing.
What's that?
Ranch.
Oh shit! I see. I'm not with that.
They're like, you like that? Yeah, I do. It has ranch in it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool then.
Soonie makes spaghetti with ranch.
I've never had that before.
She says it's bomb. I've never had it either.
Listen, that's a struggle meal. That's when you ain't got all the ingredients you need, and you use what you have. Whip up some pasta and put some, some dressing on it, whatever.
Do you drench it or is it just like a light coating?
It's like a light coating.
Oh, okay.
You put butter and garlic in it, and you saute that, and then you throw the noodles in, and then you put a healthy amount of ranch, and then you put some corn and broccoli in it, and you whip that up, bro.
Why does that sound good though?
Because it is good.
that would be a fun show. One time we just do like we come in with like at least 3 or 4 or 5 like weird ass recipes we do.
Yeah,
I'm down.
And share them because
Jaron, remember when we were talking, when I first started talking to you, we were talking about our love, like you and I love food, right?
Oh yeah.
And me and Jaron were like, how cool would like a food show be where you have conversations like we're having here, right? But over food. Because like, where can you be the most open when you're eating, right?
Would be so dope for somebody who didn't like black people at all to have some soul food. Mm-hmm. Just come down and let somebody with like the really big underarm right here, the meat that hang really low. Right. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, just whip something up.
That's what you were saying, is expose people to like your culture. So like whoever you're
Yeah.
having a meal with, it would be like the meal that they grew up eating or whatever. Like that would be so dope.
Yeah, and just have a comment, because I think food connects everybody. Everybody, we all eat, right? And we all have dishes that are specific to our cultures.
Mm-hmm.
And just sharing that part of you, like cooking is also some of like the most intimate things. Like it's one of the most intimate things you can do, I think, is cook.
Yeah.
Right. And like just the power of food and to have these conversations over it, I think is we should make that show. We should make it. And I got to go take care of my wife real quick, because I just got an angry text already, because this is what we do on the radio.
Okay.
1 second. Hold on for a second. This is a reminder. Both of these bins in here are clean clothes. Please do not put dirty clothes on top.
Oh, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Dude, you know when she says that to you while she knows you're like doing a show, that she's like, and P.S.
Yeah.
Bring your ass downstairs.
Yeah. She's right. Yeah. So
That's cute. All right, wifey. We'll let him go.
All right, y'all. Be good.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
See ya. That's funny.
That ambrosia salad though, like I
No.
would never try that. You
Nasty.
ain't even. I don't listen. You could share that with me at the table and be like, "This is my culture, Soonie. It's your culture." Okay.
See, this is why you can't be
I
part
put
of the
that in my
cooking.
mouth.
This is why you can't be part of that cooking show, because you're too. Dude, you're gonna have an attitude. You're gonna mess up. See what I'm talking about? Your attitude be messing stuff up, even in a food show. You gonna
I
have
would eat everything
attitude.
else, but that
Your
that
attitude will
sounds
mess up the
bad.
food show. You'd be like,
People would like the fact that I'm being extra. Like I am not eating that. They would
make
like
a
that,
steak face at the food. See,
and they would like that.
I will eat anything. Like even if somebody put this fluff salad in front of me, I would try it.
No, it's
You know
got
what I
cheese
mean?
in it. I don't like cheese.
Oh, see, I love cheese. But there's some that don't have cheese. There's some that don't. Some that just have like fluff or whatever the fuck is it.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. It's really weird. Anyways, white people will be doing some weird. Y'all be doing the most.
They do be doing the most.
Mm-hmm.
The most. Somebody said my ambrosia salad consists of oranges with the juice and coconut. No fluff, no mayo.
Oh, so the fluff is the marshmallow. That's what it is. Dude, marshmallows and mayo? That is like the grossest combo.
Thank you, Marlandon. If it's nasty, it's nasty. Like,
He black. He black. See, that's black people. Black people, listen. All my black friends are so picky with food. Okay.
Because we were
So
taught you don't eat everybody's food.
Y'all are always like,
I don't know about that. I would look at it. People get mad because I do this.
Right.
So you hand me I get my food and I do this. I look at it, I smell it.
Yeah.
If it don't smell right and it don't look right, it ain't going down.
What is this? Snicker salad. Wait, hold on. Snicker salad has Snickers. Again, why the grapes? Why the bananas? I don't understand that. Putting Snickers with grapes?
Ugh.
How did that even come about? Like, how did this even happen? I just want to know the origin of these types of foods.
For real, that ain't even right. That ain't even right. What's wrong with y'all?
Take Soonie 101 and you will graduate as someone that's honest and real. Are you saying I'm not honest and real?
Expressive was my face. You give me something, I'm gonna be like, this don't look right. Now I'm not gonna say it to you, but my face gonna say this don't look right. I don't know if I'm gonna eat this.
Soonie, we should do like the first 10 minutes of like next Tuesday's show where I'm you and you're me.
I can't beat you.
If you had to be me, like real quick, if you had to be See, I already know I'm gonna laugh. I already know I'm gonna laugh at your impersonation of me because it's probably ridiculous.
What? Who is Jimmy Rizzo?
I don't know. I like that name though. Jimmy Rizzo.
Rizzo, do you want to come up? I feel like I should post it.
Do it. I'm always down. I'm always down for somebody coming on the show, even if you're weird.
Boom. There's the link. Come on in, sir. He said all one-sided. I think we had several sides to this show.
Oh, he wants
None
to
of us
come in.
agreed on anything.
This better not be Tyler.
You listen.
If it's Tyler, I'm hanging up.
Listen. You got to get off my dog, man.
Damn, he can't.
You got to get off my dog, man.
All right, let's see. Who is this person?
Welcome to the show, Jimmy Rizzo.
I mean, hi, ladies. It's nice to maybe the lady to say, who is this person? I'm Jimmy Rizzo. I'm real. And I just like to be real, maybe without maybe talking down to people in the chat room. And
What?
nice to meet you.
Where are you from, Jimmy?
I mean, that's really a good question to ask him. By the way, the lady in the red, yeah, you're a lovely, good-looking lady.
The
I
lady
appreciate
in the
that.
red.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I couldn't understand. But wait, where are you from? Because you have an accent.
I'm just here and I'm just now, and I come from England, and I love you.
You love me? You love me, or you love us?
I didn't necessarily say I love you. I just said I love you as an individual.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really nice of you. You have quite the setup there.
And you can be my little friend.
This is so odd.
You know that? You know the soundtrack to the. Oh shit! What's the movie called again? Scorpius. Yeah, you can be my little friend.
You could be my little friend.
Yeah.
You said we're all one-sided, so what
do you
go ahead
mean?
and get into it.
I mean, maybe listen. Yeah, you know the secret of maybe success is maybe don't talk down to the people in which you like to talk to, and the viewers like to listen. Maybe give the viewers something, and maybe give them. I mean, sort of being foolish. Like now, I'm on voice, you know, and maybe I have a voice to talk back to you, and that's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Try not to make things one-sided and give the viewers and the people in the room a chance to maybe talk to you, you know.
Well, so I didn't see any comments from you prior to the comments we just saw. What?
I mean,
What's an example?
no. I think the lady who's got a blue background behind her, I think you are a nice lady too, and you seem like a reasonable lady. And you can be my
I could be what?
I mean, what are them ladies called, the big butts again? I mean, from Brazil or Colombia? Yeah, Colombia.
Oh, Colombia?
Yeah.
I'm not Colombian. I'm half Puerto Rican and half Argentine.
Ah, that's great.
Yes. So is that it? You wanted to tell us to be a little bit, what did you say, less?
I don't wish to say anything, really. I just don't listen to mainstream media.
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen to the news. If you want to research anything, and maybe just go look for it on YouTube. You know, don't listen to the mainstream media and what they want to say to you. And by the way, the lady in the red, thank you for listening. I think you're lovely.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Jimmy. You have a good day.
I mean, I will, and I love you too.
Okay, love you.
And by the way, one more thing, and I don't wish to advertise, and I don't go live often, just on a Monday and Friday. JimmyRizzo.com, check me out. And
all right.
I love you, baby.
I love you too, baby. Bye. That was interesting. He had a very interesting accent, which was very hard to understand. But yeah, we'll go. Let's just go to JimmyRizzo.com and just see what's going on over there. Let's just see what's going on. Y'all just went silent in the comments. He thought you were beautiful, Soonie. What is this, Soonie? This almost looks like a. Hold on, I'm gonna put this up here. This almost looks like
I don't know what the hell that is. I don't even know who that person is.
What? This almost looks like a Discord site.
Listen, madam, I don't know.
Let me
I
just
think he just wanted to get on here and do some promo. And,
probably.
yeah.
Okay, so this is what his bio says. In a far off land, or maybe in another galaxy, there lived a knight by the name of Rizzo. To some, he was a menace to all that stood in his way. To others, he was a hero protecting against the tyranny of the insane. His quest still lingers on, trying to break free of the insanity and injustices. His story continues where it will end, and we never know. Some say a princess from faraway place may hold his destiny. Maybe that's you, Soonie.
Now you gonna see another side of me. Don't Don't start your shenanigans.
Hey, all I gotta say is, if you support our channel, and as long as you come on here and you're not really super weird, we appreciate your support. The shade of it all. The shade
I
of
didn't
it
say
all.
anything. I
The
didn't say
face.
anything.
The face said it all.
I didn't make no face. Now I'm making faces.
Yeah.
And I didn't make one earlier.
Okay. But even you still have a smile on your face. That's what I'm saying. It's total shade because you're like,
you know what? This is actually a really good show. I hope everybody else enjoyed this show.
yeah. I had a couple more topics, but I'm really not into it right now. I'm just like, did you talk about Wendy Williams' feet? We talked about that last week, man.
You gotta talk about that with Mo, because Soonie don't give a shit.
Yeah. We'll bring the other topics to Tuesday's show, because I just like the vibe of how the show ended. I just want to keep it here. I don't want to go and talk about political issues and The View.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why didn't you stop me? I would have stopped.
Well,
you could've put your
no.
stuff in.
No, because it's what I said. Remember, you brought up the article about the Latinos, and it was my moment to shine.
Oh, yeah.
And then you and Jaron
We took it.
hijacked it. Yeah,
Sorry.
right.
That's what I say.
Right.
She said y'all hijacked it. We
Y'all
didn't give her a
hijacked
moment.
it. It was my moment, and I got really excited about it. And then y'all gave me the Reese's Pieces package, and I was like, okay.
Did we really?
Wait, did you see that she was on what's her name? The black girl with the talk show that has like short hair. She's super cute. She used to date Prince.
I don't know. Are you talking about that Tamar girl?
Yeah, Tamar. She had Risa Tisa on her show.
Yeah, she said Charlamagne called me Big Bag.
Yeah,
Bitch,
she didn't
you are a
give
big bag. You fat.
Yeah. She's like, I'm more than that. But I'm like, it was unfair the way they allowed her to go on with that, because really what Charlamagne said was yes, he referred to her as a big back, but his point was, because you are a little bit more unsightly to some men, you are desperate for attention, and it shows. That's what he was saying. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. You were a gold digger.
Mm-hmm.
She gave me money. That's your song.
Mm-hmm. Dude, there's just big back behavior is a term. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you eat chicken and you eat certain parts of the chicken and you be like really digging into the gristle, that's big back behavior. You know what
Dude,
I
that's
mean?
almost every black person on the planet, because black folks eat the gristle.
That's me. That's what I'm saying.
The gristle?
Yes, dude. I suck on the bone, and that's what I'm saying. That's big back behavior. So we all got a little big back in us.
I used to do that back in the day, bro. Like, I would really eat the hell out of a chicken bone.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I just got turned off with chicken. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
happened. I saw the veins and I was like, this ain't right.
Yeah.
But the chicken wings in Japan, what they do is they give you the wing, but they cut the other side of the wing off, and that way you have two separate parts of the wing. And the nastiness in the middle?
Yeah, the little clucker.
It's not there.
Yeah.
I can
That's
eat
weird.
those.
See, I like
That's how
that
they do
because
chicken wings here.
I like to break it and then just be like debone one side, debone the other. You know what else is big back behavior? Like, I love like the sugar-free Jello, like that comes in the cups. Like, that's like my favorite little sweet snack sometimes. Okay, big back behavior is when you're done with the spoon, I take my finger and I like literally like just clean out the cup of all the chocolate pudding. That's big back behavior.
No. You do not do that. I don't believe
You
it.
can't. Yeah, I do. You can't eat the flats. That's all I want to eat.
If I'm gonna eat chicken, I have to eat the flats. I don't like.
Yeah.
Nah, that's too much cartilage and extra stuff going on the other side. What is it called? A drumstick, I guess.
I love the flats.
Mm-mm.
I asked for all flats.
Give me flats. 4 flats on a Cadillac.
Give me all them flats.
How'd you feel about the show today?
It was fun. I loved it. I thought like you and Jaron had a lot of things that you actually agreed on, which was great.
Yeah.
And,
I think if he's going to be conservative, let me not say conservative. I think if he's going to consider Trump, then I'm going to have to come at those angles because he wasn't able to finagle his way out of the border discussion other than I don't like the word because of how I feel. That's great.
Yeah. See, and that's where he's very like, I don't know if he's saying that he is hung up on words, but I think what he was speaking for his people, right? Like he was saying, this is the thing that turns my side off from even listening to anything, which that's where I was like, I totally understand that. Yeah. And the truth of the matter is, because I also agree with what you say that you can't concede on language. I think there's some things you can't concede on language, but then there might be other areas where, okay, now we can take a step back and we could say it in a way that you guys are going to understand so that it's not so abrasive.
Yeah, I get that, but not when it comes to legislation. If we are doing it to, I guess, help someone understand, this is what this verbiage means, and we're solely doing it to explain, then sure. Okay. But in reality, when does Congress ever do that?
Right.
That would be a working Congress, right? That would be an honest Congress. But Congress just hyper focuses on the inflammatoriness of invasion, even though invasion literally means encroachment, which means you're stepping upon my side in which you don't belong. You're doing it in I'm sorry, but just coming in and sneaking in and hiding in different places, it's subtle, but it's very much so violating someone else's space. It is.
Well, I mean, like I noticed when we were talking about the soldier that set himself on fire, right?
Yeah.
You and Jaron were agreeing that, yes, it's a loss of life, right? This young man lost his life. If you want to get hung up on words, while I agree with what you're saying, that we still have to be compassionate, he didn't lose his life. He gave it up for a cause that he felt was worthy, right? So if we're going to get hung up on words, we can't say he lost his life, right? If somebody commits suicide, we can't say they lost their life. Yes, technically they did lose their life, but you can't lose something that you had 2 seconds ago and you willingly put it in a ball of flames. You know what I mean? Like you can't lose your life if you choose to take it.
I get it.
Yeah.
But I think that's just a colloquial use of that phrase. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. No, I'm saying how liberals choose to use the word. Like 1 minute they don't want to be triggered by words, and then the next minute they use the words to trigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I think I use loss of life to just say death.
Yeah.
To me, it's a less I don't know. It's like a less direct and abrasive way to say someone is dead. So you just say, what the fuck?
Dude, well, who is that? How are these Chang eggs fried rice? Okay. He said, hi. Who ordered the 4 orders of some young guy? I need paying today. Big boy. Soak a deep chicken.
What?
Where are these people coming from? Jaron, are these people from York? Oh man, it has been an interesting night.
This is real. He expired himself. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I think I was more so, and I hope this wasn't lost in translation. I was more so getting into the nuanced discussion of why people think this way
Mhm.
and how you can discount it if you want, but I don't think it should be discounted because we do have questions about how our government is participating in these events.
Mhm.
We do have issues with the fact that we're involved in any capacity at all.
Mhm.
So if that's the angle he's coming from, you have an agreement there. You can absolutely say you're weak for deciding to set yourself on fire and turn yourself into a martyr.
Mhm.
But then you have to flip it on the other side and say, okay, well, just like she said, mental illness is real. Why would a person go to those lengths?
Yeah.
I'm
And
just
I was about to say, isn't it funny, like, because he did what he did over what he did it over, the story is about what he did it over, not how did
what
somebody
he
with
saw.
this well, not just that, like, but going back, like, how did he has mental illness, right?
Yeah, how did he slip
We
through the cracks?
how did he slip through the cracks? What did he see that got him to that point, like you said? But it's funny because, like, when it fits the narrative we want to push, it's about mental illness.
Yep.
When it doesn't fit, it's about
He's a
you're
communist.
anti-Semitic, you're a communist. Exactly. Yeah.
I know sometimes it'll get lost in translation, but I do hope people took that portion of, what we spoke on and understood what we were talking about. We
Yeah.
will discuss the Blaze journalist being arrested on
Oh, yeah.
Tuesday. And I will also do a different live like I do my, most of the time I'll go live and discuss these things. But I think we had a healthy show. I think it was a full show. And
Super
I think
healthy.
we did end it on a positive note.
Yeah.
We didn't get to it today.
Thank
The
God
last
it's
two
Friday.
subjects kind of took a whirlwind.
I like when we go off on stuff that's not planned and it's like an organic discussion. I
Yeah.
actually enjoy that more than I do talking about headlines in the news because I feel like those are the more important discussions that like
Yeah.
bring us.
It's the nuanced discussions that
Yeah.
like you get to like dig into someone's brain.
Mhm.
Like when I was asking, why are people offended by this? Like, why does this bother you?
Mhm.
It's a deeper discussion because people on this side will pretend like, oh, you're just being sensitive. No, you asked me why I'm articulate.
Mm.
What the fuck does that even mean? You're asking, you're equating black, quote unquote, black culture with
Well, I wasn't trying to do that.
trans agenda.
Yeah. What's up, Marlandon?
What's up?
What
Good
up?
to see you.
I don't like this, bro. Hold on.
Oh, you got to get good lighting.
I looks bad.
Uh-oh.
I looks very bad.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you got some lighting on you.
Yeah.
Okay. What's up?
What is up? I never really been on a live stream before. I've always just listened to people talk.
Yeah. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
What do you got to say?
About what y'all was just talking about?
About the conversation that we had at the end?
No, before that. Wait. I think that was that.
About
Well,
the black
the soldier?
thing?
Yeah.
Go ahead, give your opinion. Give your take. What you think?
It's just. Hold on.
He's trying to find the right lighting. He's like, I still
Fuck.
don't. He's like, I still don't look good.
It don't.
Oh, he hung up.
Uh-oh.
We
You
lost
said
him.
come to Discord? I'm gonna come to Discord. Don't worry. I'll be in Discord.
Oh Lord.
I gotta set it off on Discord a little bit.
Oh Lord, these Discord folks.
Listen, Discord is how you build, dude. It really is. There are several servers that will post our lives,
Uh-huh.
which brings more people. They're like, yo, I like, if they hear me and they're discussing, they're like, I like what she's saying, and they'll come watch. I like that.
Yeah.
You're just a boomer. You're a boomer by default, even though you're not a boomer.
I know. No, the Discord people scare me, is what it is. Like, it just scare me. Red Pill's telling Red Pill's telling
Oh,
Marlon
he's not going to come to Discord. He was in Discord and he's sworn Discord off. He's being a boomer like Mo.
Oh, I'm with you. Marlene has got some sense. You could share the invite though to your Discord. Can you share it in here?
I'm going to be specific about which Discord that I share, and I don't want people to come in and have a bad experience. So,
see, that's exactly it. You walk in.
This.
Let me tell you something. You walk into the wrong Discord room, and that's it. The experience will be ruined for you.
It'll take a turn real quick. See
right. Red Pill singing, I ain't never scared.
Hey, Bone Crusher.
Oh man, well, I don't think Marlene is coming back. Marlene, you always join us every week, so feel free next week to come on the show.
Yeah, don't be scared. It's a live stream. Come up here, give your opinion, give your take, whether you guys agree. Like, the invite is open. We don't drop it because people don't ask.
And when we do drop it, y'all don't come on.
When people want to come on and disagree or they have something to say, like I always welcome.
Yeah, Soonie loves that. That is her thing.
Her bread and butter.
That's her bread and butter.
You know what happens? You get these moments. This is what I live for.
Yeah.
When I see Jaron go this and do this, you know what's happening? The gears are turning. He's thinking.
Yeah.
I love that. That is like an adrenaline rush for me, just to get someone thinking. And he even said it like, dang, I don't like being liberal, bro. Because like you're alluding to the fact that these people are the help. And it's like, hello? Duh.
When you said that, I was like, what? I was like, holy shit. Like, you just said that. Like, what the hell?
Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
But when feelings dictate how you govern, you run into these problems. So shout out to him. I'm glad that he is, starting to see the light. He may not vote Republican, and that's perfectly fine because half the time I don't want to vote Republican. But I damn sure ain't voting Democrat. It's just not happening.
Yeah. We got to see if we can move his vote from Joe Biden at least.
I think we will.
You think?
I do. I think if we keep getting into the nuance of what this administration is doing, how they're interpreting the Constitution in a very maimed way, and you provide real world, events. Like when I brought up at least 4 to 5 events of illegal doing something egregious. People can't deny that.
Yeah.
Especially when they're a feelings-based person to begin with. You put that type of conviction in front of them and they're like, okay, you got a point.
Dude, wouldn't it be wild if like November comes around, right? And like it's voting time and Jaron comes on the show and he's like, you guys are going to die. Like I went to go vote. I was ready to pick Joe Biden and I thought about everything you had said. And what if that happened? That would be like amazing.
I've had that happen. Remember Brock Matthew?
Oh yeah.
He voted Joe. Okay. Now I was not as nice to him as I am to Jaron, but I shamed him so freaking bad. And I still shame him. And he's like, I'm voting in Trump. Leave me alone. Okay, Soonie, yes, I did this. And I'm like, you probably voted for Hillary too, but he's a person that responds to that. But he's been watching me for a number of years and now he's going to be voting for Trump.
Yeah.
And he was a feelings-based person.
Yeah. And see, I'm not even like, even if Jaron comes and says like, I wrote somebody's name in, you know what I mean? Just
at least it wasn't Joe.
At least it wasn't Joe. So like, Jaron, if you're listening, we're not saying you got to vote for Trump. We just trying to slowly have you back away from Joe.
You can write it in Jesus.
You can write in Jesus. Right.
I hope Jesus gets at least 30% of the vote. I swear to Bob I do.
Oh, Tuesday is Super Tuesday. What happens on Super Tuesday? Is there something televised?
I think they televised Super Tuesday. Let me see. It's probably one of the most important days in politics. Let me see. If so, we should have a major show.
Yeah, we should stream it.
So this is just several states across the U.S. prepare to cast their votes on Super Tuesday, which takes place March 5th. We should come up here and do that.
Yeah. Might as well, because those shows tend to do pretty good.
Yeah. I'm down.
Okay.
Super Tuesday with somewhere in the middle. You guys make sure you tune in for that. What time are we gonna do it? We're gonna keep our
Whatever. We'll see what time it is. What time is the?
it's an all day thing. It's kind of like the
Oh yeah.
caucus.
We'll just do it at our normal time.
Okay. Well, be prepared to see Nikki Haley get her ass handed to her once again, and be prepared for her to get on stage and make a victory speech that she did not earn. And we can continue to wonder why she won't drop out of the race. Colorado is still arguing about Trump being on the ballot. Illinois kicked Trump off the ballot. They're citing the 14th Amendment. I'm sure other states are going to follow suit. I'm surprised Pennsylvania hasn't done it. But contrary to belief, the rural areas in Pennsylvania are very much so Trump country.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from PA. A lot of people in Erie, Pennsylvania like Trump. Erie has been a Democrat liberal cesspool for a number of years. And it was Republican once upon a time, but every manufacturing corporation has left. There's nothing there.
Dang.
Nothing.
Do better.
Do better.
Do better.
Vote for the proper candidate. Do you have
All right,
anything
you
else?
guys. TGIF. Have a good weekend. I'm gonna jump off right away because once again, I have to go make another urination sample.
You good?
It's just all this water and coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for hanging with us this Friday. We will see you guys Tuesday for Super Tuesday. Maybe we'll have some special guests pop on with us, but peace out.
All right. Bye, guys.
They say the song's so offensive, but only if you get offended.